intro to today's show on Friday with freaking Beer Mug Jr. getting finally getting held accountable for his shystiness and laziness and assholery. Dude, top notch. That is the best intro to any show you guys have ever done, and I have listened for 4 straight years now. Oh my God, that was incredible. Please do that more often.
It ain't what it is.
I need a good reason to get out of bed. Got sleep in my eyes, clouds in my head. I need a shot of something to make my motor go.
She's a bitch!
So I turn on the Klein Ally show.
Woohoo.
Give me some Klein Ally show.
Oh, wow.
Give me some Klein Ally show. Get your motor running with the Klein Ally show.
Loña!
I said, get your motor running with the Klein Ally show.
Okay, volleyball.
Klein Ally Show. 106.7 KROQ FM in HD Pasadena, Los Angeles, Orange County. This is the world famous KROQ.
Good morning and welcome to a brand new week here on KROQ. We are Klein Ally Show. Pleasure to meet you. Thanks for coming back for more. Everyone is back together and accounted for. I cannot believe, but she's back from her booze cruise.
Welcome back, volleyball.
Vanessa is she's back. She claims something happened, something that she has not revealed. Oh, there's the bottle of tequila she brought us. Whoa, look at that thing.
And she was like, surprise, it's not small.
That's a nice bottle of tequila. I think you way overpaid for that, though. What'd you pay, $65 for that bottle?
Yeah, and honestly, thinking about it, it's because I was happy in the moment. I was like, give me that, give me this.
Of course, that's what they bet on.
We just found that bottle online, Vanessa, for $18.
You know, I want to scan this QR code and see if I could find.
I'm telling you, I just looked it up. It's $18.
Oh, you did?
Oh, yeah.
It's not $18.
$18. She paid $65 for it.
There's no way.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not.
It is absolutely 100% the way.
That is the way it works.
That's how it works.
That's how it works.
Stop it, guys.
They know that you're going to be a dumb tourist. You're going to get all excited. You're going to get caught up in the moment. You're going to get off the cruise, and some guy's going to tell you, oh, this tequila, you can only get it right here. This is, if you were to buy this back in America, it would cost you way more. Maybe with the tariffs it will, but for right now, that's an $18. Oh, here it is for $14. Whoa. It's on sale.
What's funny, Vanessa, is I talked to somebody who had gone on this cruise, and she was telling me about the exact scenario that you were in, where she was at one of the ports, and they were trying to convince her to spend $65 on a bottle of tequila, and they were trying to tell her that it was Don Julio's brother that made it. And she said, but I didn't fall for it because I'm not a dummy. And then I was thinking in my head, well, Vanessa just spent $65 on something, and I can't wait to see what it is.
What did the guys tell you before you decided this is the bottle of tequila for us?
It's made in Mexico. It doesn't have any additives.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Smart.
Organic. You can taste it.
You can taste it. That's a good sales tactic right there. All right, well, there it is. That's the tequila, so I guess we'll be drinking today.
After how many shots do they start offering the tequila to purchase?
No. Actually, we did the tequila testing for fun, but I was like, I have to get my coworker something. Let me get a bottle of tequila.
Thank you for thinking of us. It'll be a fun show.
Were you screaming the entire time when you were in Mexico?
Hello! Where is the bathroom?
Yep. I'm screaming when I'm happy drunk. I'm like,
So anyway, we're all back together again. It's going to be a good show today. We will get you into an advanced screening of Thunderbolts.
Thunderbolts.
And the bolts of lightning.
That's
Very, very
exciting.
funny me.
That's going to be happening later this morning. Also, private show, Slightly Stupid, happening here in the Helpful Honda Sound Space. We get you in. We'll tell you all about it after Lincoln Park KROQ. K-Rock, we are Klein Ally Show. It is Monday morning, live and interactive now on the radio, also on YouTube. You can watch us there. Thanks for helping us cross the 100,000 threshold. Ally did drop, as promised, her panty haul
Where
video.
is that? I don't see that.
It's up.
YouTube Shorts,
I don't
baby.
see it.
YouTube Shorts.
Shorts. Okay, let's see. Oh, my God.
Wasn't good enough for the real page.
I haven't seen
Let's
it yet.
see.
I was
Oh,
waiting.
man, it's already got hundreds of views. It's climbing.
Hold on.
Oh, my
Omar,
God.
don't watch it. I haven't
Climbing
watched it.
like the underwear line was crawling up my backside.
I want to go in fresh. I want to go in
It
fresh.
is. Whoa, okay.
Is that, as a panty haul enthusiast, is this video the kind you would skip normally, or what?
I'm still processing this image here.
Well,
You know what's interesting about this video is because of the timing, I had to film this upstairs in my bedroom while my in-laws were downstairs watching television.
Wow, that's so hot.
I didn't realize that they were going to be in town, and I was like, Katie, I have to shoot a panty haul video. I don't have time for this.
I can just imagine what's going on in your house. You got in-laws downstairs. You got your wife tap dancing around. You're upstairs doing a shady,
Oh,
sneaky
yeah, the
panty
kids
haul
potty
video.
training, peeing all over. It's
That's
great.
good stuff. Well, anyway, Vanessa, before we move past this bottle of tequila, you brought us back from your cruise. There was a message on the goat line for you, and I don't know who this is, but you may.
Yes, hello. This is Ron Julio. Don Julio's Brad.
There we go.
Okay, he called the goat line
He is real.
to track you down.
I'm calling because I just wanted to let you guys know I have video evidence of a small woman child running off my property with
A small woman child. It must be you. There, right?
bottle of tequila
Everyone in
that's worth
Mexico is
300.
my size.
Okay. Yeah, well, you were probably at a school field trip or something. You probably blend in. But this is Ron Julio, Don Julio's real brother.
Bottle of tequila that's worth $300,000 is a
Okay, now I feel like this is getting racist.
family heirloom. And I just want to let you know that's a major problema. And whether you believe it or not, we are going to come reclaim what is ours.
Okay, he's not happy. Apparently, this bottle's been taken illegally from Mexico.
And I hope you had a good time because the rest of this time will not be fun for you. We'll
Okay.
see you later then. This is Don Julio's brother, Ron Julio,
Oh, you almost
signing
lost.
off.
Okay.
Hasta la vista, baby.
Okay.
Doesn't make
I
any
don't
sense.
believe that is really Don Julio's brother, Ron. But maybe it is. I don't know. The goat line is there. Anyone can call it. 844-956-GOAT.
We know that Ron is real. We just don't know
Yeah.
if that's him.
Yeah, clearly she did get ripped off. The one that we can all agree on is she got scammed on a bottle of tequila. But we'll still drink it.
Googled the tequila, and the first thing that comes up is a Reddit thread about a big scam in Cozumel about this tequila.
Of
Are you
course.
serious?
Yes.
I'm not even sure this will be tequila. It
No,
might be water.
It's gonna be tequila. I got drunk.
All right. That's a good sales pitch right there. We will take a quick break. $100 of Allie's cash up for grabs every morning right around this time. 800-520-1067. If you'd like to play the game, win yourself $100. What's been going on this weekend in the news? Not a great night for the Lakers, but perhaps other things were good in the news. We don't know yet, but you will find out together and win $100 of Allie's money. And we'll do it after this quick break on K-Rock.
The highly anticipated and exciting Cali Vibes Festival returns this year.
Slightly Stupid will headline the two-day music festival.
Once again, Slightly Stupid from the Completely Stupid K-Rock. It's your only way in to a private show with Slightly Stupid in the Help Behind the Soundspace at K-Rock. We don't mean to be blunt, but win. And you'll see him again when we roll the tickets up with passes to Cali Vibes. June 7th and 8th, Marina Green Park in Long Beach. Also featuring...
Hey, I'm on vacation. This medication is the best.
Dirty Heads, Stick Figure, Iration, Pepper, Cypress Hill performing Black Sunday, and more. Courtesy of Golden Voice and K-Rock. What could go wrong?
What's up? This is Miles from Slightly Stupid. This is Jared from the Dirty Heads. This is Be Real, the Buddha Master from Cypress Hill, and you're listening to the world famous K-Rock.
World Famous K-Rock. Powered by Smoke Flower, an OC original and LA-made streetwear brand.
Fine.
Hell yeah. Feel them Friday vibes. And welcome to the weekend. Here we are on K-Rock. Good morning. And how the hell goes it? Klein Ally Show. Way after 6 o'clock. Look at us.
What?
We are moving
Whoa.
super late today.
How did that happen?
I don't know. Well, Johnny's been filling in for Vanessa. Vanessa's been on a cruise, and Johnny, who has been subbing in as the producer, arrived just after 6 a.m. this morning.
That's not cap now.
Johnny, I saw you walk down the hall. It was 6 o'clock.
Straight cap, bro.
So you want to check the video, surveillance footage?
Go ahead. We can never get that video anyways.
What time did you walk down the hall here?
5:57.
So let me get this straight. Hold on.
Yeah.
Your defense for you're filling in as the producer of the show, an opportunity for you to go step above and beyond and prove that you can do all the stuff Vanessa does.
And Vanessa gets here, I think, at like 4:30 in the morning.
And you decide to get
I'm
here,
not getting here at 4:30 in the
three
morning.
minutes before we go on the air?
Yep.
All right.
Because, look, the show didn't start till like a minute ago. We're already 7 minutes
Johnny,
behind.
But you didn't know that.
We didn't have schedules. We had to put another a buffer song in. We were ill-prepared for the show.
That's y'all. It's the Klein Ally show.
All right.
Jesus, dude.
My God. Do you know how
This guy's
producers
such a
work?
D-bag.
Johnny's going to...
That's the only word Omar knows is D-bag,
All right,
too, by the way.
relax, Johnny.
You're a dick. How about that word?
All right. All right. Hold the guy.
Piece of...
He only knows
All right,
Keep
hold on.
keep going.
It's just started. The show has just begun. We're only 8 minutes
This guy, seriously.
Give me another D word, Omar.
Yeah, give me another one, Omar.
That's enough.
That's what we thought.
Dude,
Oh, boy.
really?
Dude, that counts.
Johnny, were you upset that there were mean comments in the about
your dumbass Laker video?
About your Laker video?
Dumbass, that's another one.
Oh, there's another one.
I do know a lot of D words.
Keep going.
Oh, cool.
Johnny, you were upset because some people made mean comments about the Laker video?
No, because I thought it came from somebody in like Allie's family. So I was just like, all right, this one's like a little different.
No. That's so funny that you think that Edgar the Garbage Man is in my family.
Well, how would anybody know who Edgar the Garbage Man is?
I know Edgar the Garbage Man.
We don't go back to San Francisco days like you do.
Johnny, what is wrong with you, man?
What's going on, dude?
Why don't you go home today?
Why are you so upset?
Honestly, you got a real attitude on you. You come in here, you try to start swinging your D around. You've lost all.
There's no respect, dude.
There's
That's
zero
my biggest
respect.
My biggest issue with this guy is there's no goddamn respect.
Look how bunt up Omar is
No,
right
but-
now,
but
dude.
Johnny-
I am, dude, because you suck.
Look at this, bro. Respect is a two-way street.
Yeah, Johnny, it is.
You
And
deserve
need to
no
have some
respect,
respect
man.
too.
Johnny, I honestly, and I am your biggest defender about all
He
things
is,
with
all
the
the
show.
time.
Klein has been there for you
And
when other people get really frustrated, and he defends you all the time, Johnny.
Because I think that you do bring a lot of good stuff to this show. But lately, and I'm telling you right now, I've been fighting this from a lot of people for a long time. But you really are coming in here with attitude and really. About all things, you're now attacking the listeners, attacking the callers, attacking the commenters.
He's a legend. Leave him alone.
I'm
Thanks,
not mad about the fact I was told to go home and I couldn't come in for the legend tribute to Jed the Fish. I let that go. But damn, man, you're firing everyone up. Not in a good way. Not in a good way.
Okay, you're right. I'm sorry.
No, I mean, I think you're just dismissing what I'm saying right now, but I'm telling
I
you.
hear you. I genuinely hear you. I'm just saying, like, I understand. Like,
no,
sorry.
but you're really not speaking with any respect to Allie, to Omar. It's like for some reason you've now let this get to your head. I don't want to start the Friday show. You should have heard the first second of this show. Yeah, Friday, good vibes, good weekend.
I know, we're all feeling good,
I just said you showed up late, and instead of it being like, you're right, dude, I did, I blew it, you go, nah, that's not true. You're a dick. Omar's a dick.
He doesn't sound like me.
Sorry, that's Jake's voice.
No, but I mean, Klein's right. Like, don't get all defensive of it. Like, you didn't show up early enough if you're covering for a producer, so just acknowledge that.
And the whole show goes late, and then you say, oh, well, it's the Klein Ally show. So you don't want any ownership in the show?
Yeah, I guess.
All right, no, I mean, Johnny, I'm being serious. You don't want any ownership.
You
Go
show
home.
initiative because you
doesn't
want to be a part of the station and a part of the show and a part of, the KROQ quote legacy. So you got to show up and you got to do the work. You got to put work in, man.
No, you're right. You're right.
So then, if we ask you to do something and we get attitude, then why would we want to continue to work with you then?
No, you're right. 100%. You're true.
Are you eating during this?
No, I'm not. No, I swear I'm not.
He's eating this. All right.
He hasn't dug into his Costco chicken yet.
He's got peanut butter. All right, we got to.
But on a real level, Johnny, we've had this conversation before.
On air, off air, privately. I send you side texts. I can't, and I don't even want to start taking this call.
Klein can't continue to groom you, all right?
I can't.
Sexually.
I can't groom you. It's getting bad now. I cannot. There's only so
Klein
much.
needs to get some reward out of this, right?
Well, I'm
Closed
Chris
mouths
Hansen.
don't eat.
Chris Hansen, leave me alone.
And I'm Chris Hansen with Dateline NBC.
It's not even a topical reference anymore. All right. Now we're up on a break already. Now we're way behind.
Oh, my God. We're really late.
We're going to not play the song. I'm going to delete the song. Let's try to reset. Got a decent show planned for you today, I think.
That really canceled out the weekend song, huh?
Sure did.
Play it again.
I may have to listen to it again. Here's this version.
Wait for the weekend, yeah. Wait for the weekend, yeah. Wait for the weekend. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, trash.
Ooh.
Thursday, Friday, forget about that. Monday, forget about that. Thursday, Monday, that's trash.
Right. That's just one of our drunk coworkers here. We got to take a quick break. We'll be back in a second. Everyone take a deep breath. The show will officially start again next. And that bottle later, you better believe it's going to be a good day. Vanessa claims she brought back also a big secret. Something crazy happened to her when she was arriving back to port. We don't know what it is.
She keeps teasing us about it. She said she doesn't want to give too much away.
I bet you I know.
Ooh, really?
What do you think it is?
I think she pooped her pants again.
Oh, well, listen, she said she will not say anything because she doesn't want us to guess it off the air, but that laugh is a great indicator.
Yeah. I'm not saying that happened.
All right.
Possibly, but that didn't happen.
All right.
But it has happened.
That definitely has happened. She's told us that before. 5 questions about the news. Let's see how you do. Up for grabs is the same $100 that we have for you each and every morning with a brand new theme song inspired by Friday's show.
Johnny needs to be smacked in the mouth for his wholly unearned attitude. Let's find out if Allie knows the news.
All right, let's go to John in Orange. Good
Next
morning,
time you
John.
guys play-
How are you? How are you? What's up,
Good
bud?
morning, guys.
Good morning.
Good morning. How you guys doing?
Doing fine. We've got $100 up for grabs. All you got to do is answer these questions about stuff going on in the world. It's a good opportunity for people to wake up and learn a thing or two and potentially make you super rich. Allie's going to leave the KROQ studios. She will sequester herself outside where she cannot hear the show. That is the highlight of her morning. And then we will get to your questions, answer them quickly, confidently, and accurately, and hopefully we can pay the people. Your round of Allie Knows the News starts right now.
Okay.
Right now.
Allie Knows the News.
This fast food spot has announced a partnership with comedians Anthony Anderson and Cedric the Entertainer. They're partnering up with which fast food chain?
Burger King?
Burger King. Go to question 2. Lakers lost by 3, which means the record in the current series they are in is what?
Oh, I don't know. I just know they lost to the Timberwolves.
Yes.
So, I don't know.
You do not know the
Yeah.
current record of the series they are in right now. Best of 7.
5?
5. All right, that's interesting.
Just 5?
I'll go with that. Hey, maybe he's right. Who knows? Question number 3. Lana Del Rey made an unexpected appearance at what big music festival over the weekend?
Coachella.
Go to question 4. A video shows someone breaking into a Tesla in Rolling Heights and stealing what out of a Tesla? Viral video. This was stolen out of a Tesla.
Baby.
Great guess. And finally, we'll end it with this. Start getting prepared for a week from Sunday, which is what Hallmark holiday?
Earth Day.
Earth Day. All right. He's all off. You know, it's funny. Some people would not call a radio show to compete for questions about the news if they were unaware of what was happening in the world. But in your particular case, you said, I'm up for the challenge anyway. I think I know. And you know what? They always say the most dangerous people are the people that don't know what they don't know. And in this particular case, you didn't know a lot. John, don't say anything else. Allie's back in the studio. Let's score it together. Allie, question 1.
Okay, yep.
Fast food spot has just announced a partnership with comedians Anthony Anderson and Cedric the Entertainer.
Oh my God, I saw this and I can't remember. God, is it Raising Cane's?
He said Burger King. Allie said Raising Cane's, but you guys are thinking too big. Arby's.
Oh, that's right.
Arby's.
Yeah.
Not a lot of Arby's
just
news
Arby's.
lately, but it's just Arby's. I would love to have been a fly on the wall of that meeting where they're sitting around going like, you think anyone's going to agree to partner with us?
We should collab with someone.
Question 2. No one gets the point. We go to question 2. Lakers lost by 3 yesterday in the game, which means the current record of the series they're in right now is what?
3-1.
That is wrong.
Haven't they played 4 games?
And he said 5, which is also wrong.
Didn't the Lakers only win 1?
2-1.
Oh, it's
2-1.
It's 2-1?
It's 2-1. We go to question number 2 right now. Excuse me, question 3. Lana Del Rey made a surprise appearance at what music festival over the weekend?
Stagecoach.
That is correct. He said Coachella. He is incorrect. And we go to question...
Timberwolves up 3-1.
Dude. 3-1. I'm sorry, Al, you did say 3-1. Allie's right, 3-1. Yes, that was a crazy loss yesterday for so many different reasons.
I didn't understand it or know, and I didn't write the answer down.
I know they're one away from losing.
Allie.
Sorry, Allie, you're right. We go to question number 4 now. Question 4. Hold on. It's Monday, guys.
Yeah.
A video showed someone breaking into a Tesla in Rolling Heights and stealing what from the Tesla?
A dog.
He said a baby, but the correct answer is a dog stolen from the Tesla. And, of course, you know there's a dog in there because they put it right on the screen. Dog mode, cars in dog mode.
And why would anyone steal a baby? It's so much more responsibility.
Allie goes up again.
So
I don't think there's a comeback for you, but we go to this final question now. Start getting ready. A week from Sunday is this Hallmark holiday.
Cinco de Mayo.
No.
What?
Wait, what was the question?
That is so wrong. Turns out that we know nothing on a Monday morning.
Wait.
A week from...
Cinco de Mayo, said with all the confidence in the world.
A week from when?
Pull that clip down. Cinco de Mayo has never sounded whiter than that right there. Cinco de Mayo!
A Cinco de Mayo!
A week from Sunday is this Hallmark holiday.
Oh.
Oh, Mother's Day.
You're one of them. Yeah, that's correct. All right. Well, John, you didn't do great. Allie
I
didn't
thought
do
you were
great.
just asking about the next holiday.
But she did better than you, and what must you shamefully admit over the airwaves of KROQ right now?
Yeah, I'm John from Orange, and Allie knows the news.
All right, there you go.
See?
That's right. Hey, Green Day is getting a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame this week on Thursday. You better believe it. No one's more excited than Allie. It's KROQ. Klein Ally Show. Congratulations in advance, Green Day, for that star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame Thursday. I believe we'll be out there, and it's open to the general public. So if you want to go ahead and figure out a reason to get off work or just come out and hang, right in front of Amoeba around 11:30 on Thursday morning, that big star dedication for the great Green Day. On the show today, Allie, we mentioned some of the bribery. We will be giving away some of these tickets for an advanced screening of Marvel Studios' Thunderbolts, and all you need to do is listen for a clip that we believe is from the movie. I'm not exactly sure what scene this is from because we're not allowed to release too much of it in advance.
This is an exclusive, though.
Exclusive, and Omar will play a clip of it. But when you hear this at some point during today's show, when you least expect it, all you got to do is call us up, and we will get you into an advanced screening of Marvel Studios' Thunderbolts.
Thunderbolt and Lily very, very frightened me.
So when you hear that at some point,
Marvel
once again,
has really gone downhill.
Marvel spared no expense on this reboot or whatever. This new.
You know, every other movie we spend like $100 million. Let's spend like $30,000.
Right.
And just crank out a good movie.
When you hear that clip from the movie, call us up and we will get you into an advanced screening happening this Thursday. Hosted by our very own Miles the DJ. What?
Spray Allen going to be there too?
Hold on. 2 times a day. Win tickets. I should have read this whole thing. Advanced screening of Marvel Studios Thunderbolts at Vidiots in Eagle Rock.
That place cool.
This Thursday. Hosted by our very own Miles the DJ. Look at that.
Miles is hosting a screening.
What a prize. So you get that. And that'll be when you hear us play the clip from the movie later this morning, which once again sounds like this.
Thunderbolt and Lily very, very frightened me.
So get ready to call when you hear that.
I want Miles and Vanessa to do it together and do a Q&A after.
Also, we will get you into the private show of Slightly Stupid happening right here at KROQ in the helpful Honda Sound Space, and you'll get to see them again at Cali Vibes June 7th.
And Slightly Stupid sounds like?
We don't have that clip.
Oh.
I wish we did. That sounds like what you're going to hear over the next 3 hours. So we got lots to get to on today's show. Yesterday I was at the Pizza City Fest, which, we talked about a lot last week. And for me, as a pizza lover, it's just too much, and I have no self-restraint, no willpower. So in my head, I said, all right, just when you get in there and there's all this pizza and you can eat as much of it as you want, don't do the thing you would normally do, which is just eat so much that you then become useless to yourself by sitting around full.
Well, we talked to the guy who organized the entire thing about how to pace yourself throughout Pizza City Fest.
But that's for people that have self-restraint and discipline. I do not have discipline, especially. Some people don't have discipline as it pertains to dessert or drugs or drinking. I'm pretty good in those, for the most part, with that stuff. Pizza, I have no discipline, and as soon as I start tasting it, I get like a full-on, just need to eat every piece around now, and no one was there to say no, and no one was there to say stop, and in fact, they're always going, hey, try this, you should come over and try this, or someone else goes, I ran into a lot of listeners there. In fact, this is a very strange thing, and I recommend that no one experiences this in their lifetime, but someone came up to me with a baby and a stroller and said to me, hey, I just want to say you're responsible for this baby. And I was like, what are they talking about? And I had no idea what they were saying. And they didn't introduce themselves. They just said, you're responsible for this baby. And I started having a freak out moment for a second of like,
run.
Like, you hear those things in life. It happens sometimes where you have those crazy nights. You just don't remember the nights. And then someone like comes out from your past and they're like, remember that person you met randomly here?
Oh, it's a great beginning of a rom-com.
Yeah. But in this particular case, I kind of had a moment of panic where I was like, how am I responsible for this baby?
How old was the baby?
Very young newborn baby, like very little newborn baby. So then I started.
Look like you? Kind of weird? Too hairy?
The baby was sleeping in a stroller, so it kind of looked like me, sleeping and drooling, which I guess is kind of like me, I guess.
On your 6th slice of pizza, it looked similar.
And I was like, And I've really had that weird moment in my head where I was like, where was I, 9 months ago or 10 months ago?
Did the person look familiar?
Not at all. Not at all. And I was also thinking to myself, I don't remember having sex with anyone, even my own wife, let alone a stranger. And then this other person comes up, and they're wearing a Klein Ally show shirt, and then I go, oh, so they're fans of the show. Because at first, I didn't even know they listened to the show. I just was going, who is this person, and why am I? They're saying I'm responsible for this baby.
Right.
Some people think I look like that guy from the show Catfish on MTV. Nev.
Oh, yeah, Nev.
So I thought maybe they thought I was
Campbell.
I thought I was that guy. And then they go, hey, we are the couple that you guys brought to Vegas with you on the trip.
Oh, that's right. And they said they were trying to get pregnant on the trip, and they did.
This is the Vegas baby that we made on the Klein Ally show Vegas trip. And at that point, I was first of all relieved that I had not.
That wouldn't be possible for you to have gotten another woman pregnant. That had to have crossed your mind at some point. Yeah, that's not a possibility.
Yes, Allie, it was a possibility, but the way they said it was with such like confidence of like, you are responsible for this baby, and I was like, I am. I was like, I don't know.
Like, I'm not even responsible for my own children.
It's like, what?
Have you heard them?
What kind of money do I need to give you to make this go away right now? And then when they said we made the baby on the Vegas trip, and this is the baby, I actually had a real moment of I remember this couple. They called us over a year ago. They said, we're trying to get pregnant. If we win this trip to Vegas, we are going to bang in that hotel until we make a baby.
Yeah, and they didn't go to some of our events because they were banging.
They were banging the whole
I think
time.
they were like in the bathroom at the VIP tower.
They did.
They banged the whole weekend. They really lived up to their end of the bargain, and I saw the proof, and it was really kind of remarkable because we don't know when we hear from you guys when you call the show if what you're saying is real or not real. And they did say they made a Vegas baby, but we didn't see the baby. And then boom, yesterday got to meet the baby.
Oh, I can't wait for it to get a little older so we can explain to the baby how they came into creation.
Yeah,
at one of our events.
This was at a stupid radio trip to Las Vegas, but it was a beautiful thing to see. And
in a bathroom in a VIP suite.
Very proud of that couple. And I said, look, next time we do one of these Vegas trips, because we're talking about planning the next one now, we said you guys are probably going to be the couple that we need that has a newborn and needs a reason to go to Vegas.
Yeah,
needs
I know.
to get a Vegas weekend.
Oh, they should make it a yearly tradition.
So it was cool, but a lot of people were out there. It was very nice to meet all the people that were fans of the show, back to KROQ, longtime listeners.
I know. I saw your feed, and it looked like even more pizza. And some listeners and stuff.
Just too much pizza. And today, so if I'm moving slow today, it's the gluten. Don't blame me. I'm like, I feel like
you're
it's
barely hanging on.
Barely hanging on. It's still cooking in my stomach right now.
Well, and you went both days, did you not?
Yeah, and that was a mistake because I decided on Saturday I was just going to go and see what was up for grabs for Sunday, but then I remembered it was different places both days. So then there was all these places on Saturday that looked good, and I said, they won't be back tomorrow, so I'll just have a little bit. And then I tell myself, just have a bite, and I cannot do that.
Just have a bite?
I like the same.
You can't even taste.
You know the people that will eat a sandwich but they won't eat the crust, or the people that will eat pizza but they won't eat. Like I don't know how to do that.
Yeah.
I can't stop.
Well, and that's the way they'll tell you is to eat the entire thing. That's how to get the total experience, right?
Yeah.
You can't just have one bite and totally know what it tastes like.
I have no idea how to have self-restraint or willpower. It must be a beautiful thing. That's why I like Jake, who's got the drug in his body.
Yeah.
He just doesn't have any appetite to begin with, so he just wouldn't even put himself in that situation.
Yeah, I think he had like half a sandwich all weekend.
Man, not me, Jake.
I was full.
I ate for both of us,
so
pal.
full.
I ate for both of us. Did some real sport eating. We got to take a super quick break. When we get back, Klein looks like Nev's much older brother. Oh, thank you, text line. Greatly appreciate it. It's a slow start to the morning. What do you want?
You're responsible for this.
Yeah, we'll be right back. Quick break. More show after this.
Klein Ally Show. KROQ.
KROQ.
Klein Ally Show. Let's get to your ADD news. Then we will get into a brand new hour of the show. First thing we do in that new hour is tell you where we'll be going to next. If you want to come hang out with us, we'll be leaving the KROQ studios and going somewhere in the general public. An opportunity for us to hang out, and we'll give you something just for showing up. Details coming up just after 7 o'clock this morning on KROQ. I thought I was tired, and then I heard this message.
Good morning, Klein and Ally. It's PHG.
PHG. He has rebranded himself because he thought Pantyhose Greg was a little too creepy.
PhD.
PHG. So if you're waking up tired on a Monday because you had an eventful weekend, at least you probably don't sound or feel or look like this.
Good morning, Klein and Ally. It's PHG.
That's PHG for you.
Maybe he's tired from his comedy set. Did he do that yet?
No, that's May something. May 4th.
The 4th,
May 4th at the Ice House in Pasadena. He's going to be doing comedy for, I believe, the first and last time ever. It's a one-night-only event with Pantyhose Greg.
Well, then he's probably tired from all that rehearsing that he's doing.
He did run a joke by us last week, and it was terrible. I don't remember what it was, but I remember.
But he sold it. His laughter of his own joke made it funny.
Yeah, he will bomb, and I don't know. Jake, you do these open mics, but what do you usually get at an open mic? Like 2 minutes or 3 minutes?
At an open mic, it's usually about 5.
You think they're going to light him early, probably? I would imagine. He's not going to
Probably get lit about 30 seconds in.
Yeah. I wonder how quickly they turn that light bulb on him. Well, we'll see. That's going to be happening May 4. We got to actually figure out how to get there. There's a lot of stuff going on. Is that this week? No, hold on. That's
this upcoming weekend, yeah.
It's this weekend,
all right, yeah. I can't do it. All right. Let's get to your news now. Then a brand new hour of the show can officially begin.
Grab your Adderall. It's time for ADD News.
All right, the desert shenanigans are officially over. We had 2 weekends of Coachella followed by Stagecoach over the weekend. And I know country is not really our lane, but it is creeping into every lane these days. And you can tell by the guests and performances that happened. Paris Hilton was performing at Diplo's Honky Tonk. These are real words and real things that happened. And she brought out Lizzo to perform Truth Hurts. Again, this is supposed to all be country. T-Pain brought out Kesha, and they performed Yippee-Ki-Yay. Again, this is all real. Jelly Roll brought out everybody. 9 people total. Some of them were MGK, Shabuzi, and Wiz Khalifa. And it kind of has turned out to be how many friends do you have in these scenarios. And, Jelly Roll's a nice guy. He's a guy with a lot of friends. And you could tell he did the whole, hey, I'm texting people in my contacts to say, will you even just make a short cameo? And all of them say yes, because it's cool to hang out with Jelly Roll. And then you have 9 cameos, even though one of them is technically his girlfriend or wife or whatever. So I don't know if that really counts. But it seems like anybody who has a lot of friends is going to have the best set at some of these festivals.
Yeah, I couldn't picture a world that I would be less likely to fit in at than Stagecoach. I know people go, they say it's great, and people claim they don't even like country music, and it's just such a cool vibe.
But now it's just kind of an extension of Coachella.
Of course. And
because a lot of people that performed at Coachella also performed at this, because it's stay an extra weekend, and there I am. I mean, Shabuzi was already supposed to be doing Stagecoach and Coachella, but I think now they're kind of blending into the same, just an extension of the same
if you have
festival.
that one Western outfit that you bought.
There's a party downtown near Fish. Everybody at the bar getting tipsy.
Oh, I like that guy. I would have gone just for that.
I like that guy.
Yeah, he's good right there. I forgot he was there. I should have gone. But I think everyone who's got that one costume that they were a sexy cowboy or cowgirl one year, they're all excited that they get to wear their sexy cowboy gear.
Yeah, but not anymore. A lot of people are country all the time now.
I know. I've seen it. The amount of sneaker stores around me that have closed down and are reopening as cowboy boot stores, it's crazy.
There's a random country western store in my area because there are people who have horses and stuff, and it is just crawling now with people who have no horses. And no farm whatsoever, and they're just there to buy country western, authentic country western
boots
stuff.
Pretty uncomfortable. What are people doing?
Johnny's wearing boots. Johnny wears his boots around here. He's got his cowboy boots on. He randomly sometimes wears them in the halls here. I can't figure out why he's got them on. He says we don't get it, but that's.
Let's get him some Spurs.
Everyone's got the boots now. They're walking around. That's apparently they do look uncomfortable.
But I think if you get really high quality ones and then you wear them out, then they kind of you break them in and then they form fit to you and you get comfortable in them.
I think the flex with boots, Omar, is what they're made out of, because you go these are all iguana. People were like, whoa,
right.
Various
cool.
lizards.
Yeah, like I think like with shoes, it was like, oh, these are some like Jordan 3s. And people were like, oh, cool, man, you got those? Or like, these are the whatever. But with the boots, I think it's always about what random skin they're made from.
Right. Any kind of lizard or hide is cool.
Yeah. This is a baby alligator. Oh, cool, man. You got those?
And there's a party going on.
Yeah.
All right. Age gaps in relationships are not uncommon, especially in LA. In fact, they are becoming even more common. But Bill Belichick's 48-year age gap with his current girlfriend has been very controversial. People have a lot of opinions about it. And he's been posting on Instagram, and they're very public with their relationship. He's 72. His girlfriend, Jordan, is 24. So she's right in that Leonardo DiCaprio age range.
I don't see a problem.
Not quite 25.
I don't see a problem with this at all. I think it's just
You're
great.
a huge dumbass.
You think it goes either way? You can go either way. I'm sure they
You
both
are, because you are this creepo.
They have a lot.
Because you groom young boys.
They have a lot to talk about. I don't groom young boys. There's new listeners every day now that have no idea that this is said out of sarcasm. It's
All right, well, if
right.
you need to get caught up, just let us know. We'll fill you in.
All right.
Anyway, he was interviewed by CBS, and she was in the corner of the room the entire time and apparently very vocal on the sidelines throughout the interview. And she made it pretty clear how she felt when he was asked about his relationship with her. And it's also very clear that Bill Belichick is whipped. This is what happened when he was asked about his relationship. Oh, hold on a second.
Jordan was a constant presence during our interview.
Everybody in the world seems to be following this relationship. How do you deal with that?
Never been too worried about what everybody else thinks. Just try to do what I feel like is best for me and what's right.
How did you guys meet?
Not talking about this.
No?
No.
Wow.
What? You hear him go, no? And she goes, no. And then he goes, all right.
Wow, now I'm so curious. How did they meet? I didn't care. Now I kind of care.
I know, right? And then he asks about their Instagram photos.
There's some great pictures of you and Jordan where you're a fisherman and she's a mermaid. It's charming. It's a different side of you.
It's charming. He's trying so hard to make this, like, fun.
What's the reaction been like?
What's it been like?
He has no idea.
That's a stupid question.
You're balancing Jordan on your feet, and she's doing kind of the Titanic pose.
Yeah, so I'm on some of those social media platforms, but I honestly don't follow them.
What he does follow isn't clicks, but touchdowns, and above all, wins.
All right. Wow. What a chat.
Very
right there.
uncomfortable interview. But it's great because she's right in the corner. You can see her, and she's
Scowling.
she's got a big scowl, and she's like, "We're not talking about this." And he's like, "Oh, no, we're not. Okay, I guess we're not."
Why do you think she doesn't want that story out there? How did they meet?
Well, she has talked about a little bit how they met in an Instagram post. They met 4 years ago, so she would have been 20 at the time, and she went up to him during a book signing and asked him to sign her book. So I don't know if maybe it's questionable because she was so
right.
Yeah, well, you signed my don't say boob book.
Right, it's close enough.
But now I mean I don't know. It seems kind of weird, but I guess we're out of time. I was going to do a final story.
Go ahead.
People are getting more and more used to Waymo being around California and the Bay Area. I guess somebody put their dog in a Waymo by itself and to take it somewhere. Did you see that video? It was pretty great. Now this service is not without its problems. A lot of neighbors are complaining in Santa Monica because there's a charging station there because the Waymos have to charge themselves and they go to a specific charging station for that. And I guess the charging stations emit a piercing fire alarm-like bell in procession with loud electronic beeps because all of the Waymos make that beep, beep, beep noise when they back up, and it persists throughout the day and the night. And neighbors are saying, I have lost sleep and my ability to work day and night. I'm losing sleep. My work is suffering and my ability to live and make money is suffering. And I've developed auditory hallucinations and now hear these sounds elsewhere because of this.
Oh, there it is.
But Waymo says that they're not emitting sounds that are loud enough for a legit noise complaint.
People are just being uppity. That's what they claim.
They're like,
but
we're not
this at a normal level.
Right, it's a terrible thing to hear.
Oh my God.
Right.
And that's not enough for a noise complaint, but it's noise pollution. It's horrible.
let's get into a brand new hour of the show. Speaking of noise pollution, we have an hour for it right now. Here we go.
Show 106.7 KROQ FM in HD Pasadena, Los Angeles, Orange County. This is the world famous KROQ.
If you want a good charging station story, we have one for you, as a matter of fact, because this Friday, as soon as we get off the air, we are going to be heading to the new Rove charging station, which is happening in Santa Ana. We'll put up all the details, an opportunity for you to come and hang with us, and we would like to take care of your car wash. The first 100 drivers who show up to say hi to us on Friday, starting at 11:30, will get themselves not only a KROQ sticker, they get a free car wash.
Are you guys going to be in bikinis doing the car wash?
Tickets to Wild Rivers. You better believe it. Allie is now a sexual icon.
I'm going to be in my panties from the Granny Panty Haul video.
Ever since she released this video to celebrate 100,000 followers, subscribers on KROQ's YouTube.
Celebrate in quotations.
People, I don't think so, Allie. Listen to some of the praise that's coming through just on the Go line about your video.
Yo, just calling to say that Allie is freaking on my Granny Panty Haul. Was coming looking a little bit hot. Like, yo, Allie, you looking a little milfy, girl.
You looking a little milfy, girl. That's just one random guy's opinion.
The hell? Damn, been listening to y'all for a while. And Allie, they're your friends right now. Hey, the Bud Light Bros are right. They might be onto something, you know what I'm saying? You might be a 10. You're a 10, girl, right? But that also might be the 10 beers that I drank tonight, all right? I don't know, man.
Yep.
I don't know.
I hear you.
All right. Okay, bye.
That's just
He's
one.
second-guessing his own opinion.
That's just one guy. This person.
Bro, I was like, you know what? I'm going to go check out that teaser that Allie put up of that Panty haul or whatnot. And I'm like, I'm going to check it out. See what's up. And I watched that little teaser. Who the hell is that? That looks like a homeless person.
Okay, well, not all positive praise, but regardless, a lot of people got a chance to check out Allie in her underwear at the Panty Haul video that was dropped on our YouTube. I haven't watched it yet on purpose. I'm going to have my first viewing.
I can tell you haven't seen it because you're like, look at this person saying Allie's so hot.
I'm going to check it out live on the air. We're going to do a 1-minute screening where we can all watch it together. We're going to get it queued up. If you're not already following on YouTube or watching along, I recommend you do that so that we can get to that at some point this hour. But let's not bury the lead here. Friday, 11:30. Till at least 1:30, we will wash your car, give you some stickers, send you to Wild Rivers. It's going to be a great hang, and we will be at the Rove charging station right by the Gelson's premium convenience store located at Rove Charging Center, Santa Ana. Join us Friday, May the 2nd from 11:30 to 1:30. The first 100 people, as we mentioned, get the car wash, the KROQ sticker, pair of tickets to Wild Rivers. Season pass is selling out fast, so go to wildrivers.com today. So there you go. That's just some of what we have in store for you happening on Friday. We'll put all the details up at Klein Ally Show. All right, the hour can officially begin. Here we go. week we had lots of cruise news to share with you as we were living vicariously through Vanessa's cruise on the high seas, all the way from San Pedro to Mexico. What a cruise. And she was updating us on her fun adventures, including a lot of drinking and then not drinking, recovery, hungover. Do you feel at the end of this entire experience, Vanessa, on your cruise, you got your money's worth on that $500 unlimited drink wristband you bought?
Well, like half of my money's worth.
Really? After all that?
Sounded like you did a lot of drinking.
I know it sounds like I did a lot of drinking, but the drinking on the cruise was not getting me drunk. It was the drinking outside of the cruise that was getting me drunk.
Then you had to pay extra for that.
A couple of dollars.
She did leave us this very strange message over the weekend, guys.
Cruise news. You guys have no idea. Obviously, this is not going to play on the show. This is for you. You guys have no idea.
I love it that you think that we're not going to play this on the show.
Because that was Friday after the show, so I didn't think.
Yeah.
This was the tease we got over the weekend, so now we can share it with you.
You guys have no idea what I just been through. That's all I'm going to give you. I would tell you all about it on Monday. What is that for a tease?
So something happened. Something happened to Vanessa. I mean, we'll accept people to give us their predictions as to what they think it is. She claims it was a big, big deal, and she can't believe it happened to her. Omar's already locked in his guess is that she accidentally went number 2 in her pants again, which she's done many times before.
Many times. Once.
Because she's a child and she's not fully potty trained yet, clearly. Funny. And Jake doesn't think that's funny because he suffers from that as a condition.
I think she was trying to get off the boat and she fell.
Fell into the water?
Yeah.
So, yeah, my first thought...
Something happened at port when they got there.
I also think it was a port-related... What did she leave the message about the tease? I couldn't tell yet if she was off the boat or not, but aren't all those aggressive sea lions attacking people in Long Beach?
Oh, my God,
children?
those, like, demonic ones?
Yeah, see, my first thought was Vanessa, the sea lions also think Vanessa's a child, so she got attacked by one of those angry sea lions in port of, as she was debarking off the boat or something.
Debarking.
But then I thought maybe there was some sort of a issue with her having a problem. Remember, she just recently got her passport updated in Colombia?
Yeah.
And maybe there was some sort of an issue because you have to go through, I think when you get off a cruise, you have to go through immigration again in some capacity.
Oh, you do?
If you've been in Mexico. I believe you do. So I was thinking maybe there was some sort of an issue where they kind of said to Vanessa, like, hold on.
Maybe they thought she was a child.
Something's off here. Right. We're smuggling children in now.
I bet they thought she was being trafficked.
Oh, is that?
Like child labor.
She's a trafficked child?
Yeah.
Like she's like, I swear, look at this bottle
and they're
of
like,
tequila.
there's help. Look at the bathroom stalls.
Are any of us close, Vanessa?
Maybe Omar, but that didn't happen to me.
Oh, wait a minute.
What? Maybe Omar.
So wait, you got hammered?
Do you want me to tell you what happened?
Did you went number 1 on yourself?
So I got...
Oh, my God. She did.
No.
Omar, I can't believe you're so...
I'm going to tell you what happened. So after Puerto Vallarta, everything health-wise was happening to me. Like, remember how I gave you a message like, guys, I think I'm getting a
sick?
cold.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. But I started to get I'm going to call it a running tummy.
Why are you calling it a running?
Why are you going to call it a thing no one's ever said before?
Adult thing to say.
You've got the old running tummy.
Diarrhea.
Right. Vanessa.
You had diarrhea.
You understand why we...
like nonstop, guys.
But you understand,
I was
Vanessa.
like worried for myself. I was like, nothing. What else could come out of me?
Right,
This
but you
is
understand,
not
Vanessa.
okay.
You understand why we think you're a child because you just referred to that as a running tummy.
Because a nurse called it that. So I was like, oh, I like that.
So you got
Running
the Montezuma's revenge.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it would, so after Puerto Vallarta, like, obviously I was hungover, so I threw up. That's normal for me.
Yeah.
Then I had the diarrhea, and I was like, okay, fine. Next day, I thought I was okay. I was not okay.
Oh.
But then it stopped. And then we get to Cabo, and I was like, I think I'm finally okay. I was not okay. It is nighttime. I can't go out. I was like, I need to go to sleep. I barely slept. I'm even having dreams about it. Okay? I'm sweating. I tell my friend, I think we need to go to the doctor. Like, this is not okay. This is now Friday morning.
Which sucks because you're the plus one that they thought, okay, we've got one more ticket. We're going to bring somebody fun, somebody who can hang, and you're the person who needs to be seen by the medical people.
Right, because kids travel free.
Really needed two
Kids
guys.
cruise free.
You're right.
Right. So you got brought along as the plus one, and then you ended up being a plus two all over the place.
No, not all over the place. But anyways, so then we go to the emergency downstairs at the boat. I was like, I need this to stop because I haven't slept. Like, can you help me? They're like, write down everything that you ate this past 3 days.
Wow.
So I did that, and they're like, we're going to give you this medicine. But if we give you this medicine, you have to stay in isolation for 24 hours. I was so desperate. I was like, I don't care. Put me in isolation. I need this to stop.
Wait a minute. They put you in a separate...
I was put in isolation my last day at sea.
Wait. What is that? Wait, hold on.
Dude,
in the hot tub.
and you know
It's so
all the other
spreadable.
people on the cruise are like, well, there's someone who has a crazy diarrhea case and they're putting her in isolation.
Right.
Who do you think it is?
Right.
And they're talking about her on the boat because they don't want to catch the poo. So.
Yeah, right. Must be that
guys,
woman
there's-
child.
Something else. Okay, so
There's something else.
Wait, hold on. So I sleep most of the time in my isolation. I'm recovering, sleeping. And then I'm done sleeping. And I was like, all right, well, I'm going to watch TV. Guess what? The TV doesn't work. I don't have Wi-Fi. So it's like I'm being punished already. So I called the front desk and I was like, hi. So I was put on isolation, but so I need entertainment and the TV is not working. Any chance you can come and fix it? They're like, no one can come in your room.
Oh my God.
They knew you were the one.
Yeah, because they put you in the system. And I was like, I literally wanted to cry. I was like, have you ever been in your room without entertainment? And she's like, yes, actually. I was like, okay.
So 24 hours, isolation, no Wi-Fi, no TV.
And I was on a brat diet. Banana, rice, apple, toast. That's
Yes.
all I was allowed to eat.
So the things children eat.
Right. She's
Because they need, my
that's
stomach
Vanessa.
needs
The only 4 foods my kid eats.
Right. That's Vanessa, the adult, right there. We've
All
hired.
right. But
well,
then
yes.
I called back because I was like, no
And they
way.
said, child, put your parents on the phone. Stop calling. This is not a toy. This is the phone.
No, I called them back. I was like, okay, because you can't fix the TV, can I please have free Wi-Fi? And they gave me free Wi-Fi.
Wow, cool.
But that was my last night at the cruise.
That
That
sucks.
medicine actually did work.
All right, Vanessa.
God.
There
So,
she
yeah,
goes.
that's
Survivor.
what happened to me.
Diarrhea survivor Vanessa, who
Runny tummy, dude.
she had a running tummy. If anyone else experienced that was recently on a cruise that went all the way to Mexico and then got back to Long Beach, Vanessa is to blame. She's patient zero, the first person to get it and spread
Oh, wow.
it.
So that I can translate for Vanessa. They're worried that she had C. diff, which is a bacterial infection of the poop system that can kill you.
Oh.
So they were just going to leave her in that room by herself to die.
Oh yeah, that way they could just like put a sheet under her and wheel her
Well,
off with
because
the
when
old garbage.
stuff spreads on cruises, I
Right.
mean, you remember when COVID broke
Of
out and there was
course.
like, oh,
Worst
someone
place
gets
to be.
COVID on the cruise ship and everyone got sick and a lot of people died.
All right, well, Vanessa,
She was going to be patient zero.
I'm glad you survived.
It's crazy. The following 2 days, it's like all the energy came out of me.
Okay.
And
That's not
I'm back.
energy.
Yeah.
That's not
Okay.
energy.
Great.
The highly anticipated and exciting Cali Vibes Festival returns this year.
Slightly Stupid will headline the 2-day music festival.
Once again, Slightly Stupid from the Completely Stupid KROQ. It's your only way in to a private show with Slightly Stupid in the Help Honda Soundspace at KROQ. We don't mean to be blunt, but win. And you'll see him again when we roll the tickets up with passes to Cali Vibes. June 7th and 8th, Marina Green Park in Long Beach. Also featuring...
I'm on vacation.
Dirty Heads, Stick Figure, Iration, Pepper, Cypress Hill performing Black Sunday, and more. Courtesy of Golden Voice and KROQ. What could go wrong?
What's up? This is Miles from Slightly Stupid. This is Jared from the Dirty Heads. This is Be Real, the Buddha Master from Cypress Hill, and you're listening to the world famous KROQ.
World Famous KROQ.
So according to the text line, that makes
us truly
that
crazy.
makes us all crazy. We couldn't even get through one question without all fighting. This will really make you think about how you perceive the world, and if you are a good, decent, upstanding citizen, or do you have psycho traits, tendencies, etc.
562 said, Allie, I do not believe you're a psycho. You're just overly critical and highly judgmental, but definitely not psychotic.
A lot of these questions are about how you perceive your own success versus other people's failure, and do you actually have any emotion as it pertains to other people, quote, losers, etc. in the world.
626 said that, even though Omar doesn't feel love is overrated, Omar's dad did.
Yep, that's right.
Yep, he sure did.
Got right out. All right, I have seen whoa, I just got oh, man. Just saw someone score on the show. Wow. That is, we may have to report that to HR. I'm not even kidding. All right, let's reveal the results now. Of course, if you'd like to take the quiz, we'll post the link up on our socials, Klein Ally Show. You can take it yourself. Great family event. Just gather up and around and figure out who in your family is the biggest psycho. Just a great thing to do on Thanksgiving.
Oh, yeah, skip movie night and do this.
All right, let's see here. I got the results. Let's start with, you want to go lowest to highest?
Sure. Yeah, let's do that.
Well, Omar said that he would be the lowest on the show. And even though a lot of people on the text line thought perhaps Omar would be the biggest psycho, he is perhaps the most normal, the least psycho, with a score of only 1.3 out of 5.
Wow.
Thank you. He basically answered everything in the what would be considered the approved, but not only approved, but like the what you want a person to think and feel like. A good human. That's right, Jake.
Number 5 on the pussy scale.
You got a 5?
I also think, though, it's so funny because if I were to take this same quiz maybe 15 years ago, I think it would have been totally different.
You
I guess.
shifted.
Yeah, you got soft because you had kids and became a family man.
100%.
Omar did score a 9.4 on the pussy scale. Keep track. All right. Next up.
Why aren't we doing that quiz?
I don't know where that one is. With a score of 1.6 on a primary psychopathy, but a very high 2.4 on her secondary psychopathy.
That's the worst one, I think.
Yeah, because there's two different ways these scores are broken down. There's your primary.
And the secondary is like, I get joy out of other people's pain.
Right.
Like, it makes me happy emotionally.
Vanessa, you finished second to last place.
What a liar.
So there, I don't. Maybe you, Vanessa, didn't understand the question. It's possible, right?
No, I understood. I was pretty neutral or disagree a little, agree a little.
I think neutral on every question means
you're psycho.
Yes.
If you don't have an opinion.
You don't even have emotions. You're just like neutral, 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 neutral. That's apathy.
With a score of 2, Jake the Nerd.
Whoa.
Woo!
Is next up. He is an island unto himself. I can't believe they said that when he took the quiz. So
I think a lot of people would suspect Jake in a murder, but he would turn out to be innocent. Like, he'd be like, and then the alibi checked out because he was at a weird Magic the Gathering tournament.
So now we got. Did Johnny take this? No, he didn't.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, he did? I don't see Johnny's score here. I have. Oh, there it is. Johnny got a 2.4.
Oh, that's pretty
Johnny,
high.
you are a little bit of a narcissist. You are a Riz master. You are, of that generation that kind of puts themselves first.
I'm not going to lie. I didn't read like half of them because I was kind of rushing this a little bit. But, yeah, I think that's pretty good, though.
All right. Thanks for the honesty. Barely beating Johnny. Barely beating Johnny.
Who did half the quiz.
With a score of 2.6 would be yours truly, me.
Wow.
Which means, and I was pretty much even, which is interesting. It shows I had a 2.6 and a 2.5 on the primary and the secondary psychopathy
So you're
scale.
right in the middle, essentially.
So I'm just kind of like, at least both of those are similar. But with the resounding score, and maybe the highest score ever in the history of this quiz, higher than 84.7% of anyone who's ever taken this quiz.
Jesus.
Wow.
With a score.
Are you serious?
Of 3.5. Primary psychopathy.
I'm scared to be here.
Is the effective aspects.
You shut your mouth!
You have the effective aspects of psychopathy.
Stop yelling at me, boy!
A lack of empathy for others and tolerance for antisocial orientations.
Oh, I love antisocial orientations.
Your
Can I get more of
score, your
those?
secondary score was lower, it was a 1.7.
See,
Which,
that's what's important.
it's not.
Yeah, because the second one is what makes you truly crazy.
The official terminology for what you have according to this is crazy bitch. And
Look, I also, when I answered some questions, I was like, I'll just put like somewhat agree because I don't want to seem too crazy.
yeah, but you know that. So now, once again, what have we learned here today? Most of us are
Don't
good
mess
people.
with me.
Allie is a crazy psycho, and that's what we learned. We'll be right back with your ADD news from that psycho over there. Then we'll give you your first pair of tickets. They are coming up very soon. If you want to join us and see that psycho in person on Sunday, Bad Omens at the KROQ Spooky Space. That's all coming up next on. Klein Ally Show. Allie's got a very interesting theory that you will either strongly agree with or disagree with. She'll share with that with you in a moment. But we do have advanced screening tickets for you to go to Marvel Studios' Thunderbolts. When you hear us play a scene from that film, yet to be released movie, I think we're potentially going to be in copyright infringement territory. This is the scene we will be playing at some point during today's show. And when you hear it happen, call us up and get into the advanced screening.
Thunderbolt and Lily very, very frightened me.
Once they've
right
added
at the beginning.
all the editing, it gets way more exciting. When you hear that later this morning, be sure to call and get yourself some advanced screening tickets for the screening this Thursday.
I have a theory, and I think you'll agree with me, Klein. Everybody fights sometimes, whether you're in a partnership or a family member, sister, a brother, a good friend. You're going to fight eventually. And sometimes, every once in a while, you'll have a big, big blowout fight. And if you're in a long-term relationship, usually you fight about the same 3 or 4 things over and over again. Wouldn't you agree?
Well, usually the fights seem different, but they are almost always about the same.
They stem
whatever.
from the same few issues.
Right.
Right.
Resentment, money, not sex enough. right? That sort of
That's
stuff.
a core issue for you.
Well,
yes.
I mean, these are the things I would imagine most couples fight about, even though sometimes it'll show up in different, like, oh, you didn't do any of the dishes. It's like, that's not really what you're upset about.
Wouldn't
what
you
are you really
agree,
upset
though,
about?
that the worst fights in any relationship happen in a moving vehicle? In a car,
Car fights.
People have fights like you would never have in another location. And I don't know if it's just the traffic heightens your stress level, if there's some backseat driving going on, some disagreement about how to drive and which way to take. All of it starts a fight.
Well, you're also in such close quarters. Like, no one can walk away. There's no walking away. You're in a car. You're trapped
You're faced
together.
with the reality of the
Right.
situation. You have to continue talking about it until you get to your destination. And usually you're peeling away layers of an onion that eventually explode into probably the biggest fight you've had in quite a while. My wife and I have been doing great lately. We got into an explosive fight over the weekend that stemmed from me picking up my phone to choose a song.
And that led to a massive fight?
Massive fight. Because
Were you trying to play her that stupid song you did with Ray Heppenstall? Again?
No,
She's like,
no.
we get it, Allie. We get it.
No,
Give me your
the
love.
stupid CarPlay wasn't working, and I wasn't able to switch the song on the CarPlay, so I picked up my phone to select a song, and we got into a huge argument about how she was putting my life and our child's life in jeopardy
'cause you were
because I
driving.
am driving with
Yeah.
my phone. And then I start going, when you say things in the car and you sharply say, Allie, put your phone down. You're... And I'm like, can you at least ask nicely? My God, can you just please, like, say it gently, because it just enhances my stress level. Then it becomes all of this other stuff and eventually stems down to some of the issues that we're always fighting about in our relationship, but all started in a car.
How long did the fight go for? Like, because sometimes I think that
Talking or not talking?
Oh, you went to silent treatment for a bit?
We went to silent for the second half of it,
That's
and then
the best.
continued the fight when we got home.
I don't know why anyone thinks silent treatment, if you're the receiver of that, is a bad thing. That is the greatest thing.
Oh,
I
I always am starting the silent treatment.
Oh, nothing better. Nothing better than, imagine that. You're in a fight with Allie and she says, I'm going to punish you by not talking to you. You're the real winner there. Huh? Oh, man, that's such a win.
I wish we fought more, right? That's what you're thinking right now.
I think maybe she just started the fight so she'd get the silent treatment from you. You were probably yapping, blah, 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 hopes and
wasn't
dreams.
talking. I
musical
actually
theater.
don't like talking in the car, because also if I talk too much in the car, I start not paying attention to where I'm going, and then I'm a worse driver when I'm in conversation. I'm better when I'm just listening.
Says Allie's 1,000% right. And for some reason, I don't know what it is, that if you were in a car, a fight that if you were in a kitchen would be a 3 out of 10 becomes a 9 out of 10 or a full-blown 10 out of 10 when you're in the car. And what is the reason for that? And maybe... Because you would think, in some ways, some people find driving to be like therapeutic, calming, relaxing. If you're cruising and but I can understand why if you're late for something, there's traffic, then it becomes we should have left earlier. Why did you take so? That starts kind of this vicious cycle. What do you mean? Why did I take so long? I've been ready for 45 minutes.
Yes, there's argument about the car situation itself, but then it usually leads to other things. Or you're like, hey, we're stuck in traffic. What should we talk about? And then you start talking about light and fluffy things, and then it takes a turn, and like you said, you're stuck. It has taken a turn. You can't just walk away from the situation. You're trapped with that person, and you have to wait it out.
But I also think that sometimes you could take the bait. Like, my wife will say things sometimes, and I know that I could, based on how I respond, this could either escalate a lot, or I could either choose to ignore or not focus on that.
And then you think, well, I'm in a car. What else am I going to do?
Yeah, so I go, like, let me see how far we are to destination. All right, 45. All right, let's get a good fight out of our system now. Like, sometimes if you can get the fight out of the system in the car, and then you can solve the fight, and when you arrive, you kind of feel like it was almost like you fought in a vacuum. Like, it didn't matter in the real world. You got it out. All right, good. That should keep us clean for another week or so.
And it's like you were drunk. Then you're like, dude, I'm sorry about what I said. We were in the car.
Especially if you're going to a hotel. Like, I know you were off to this wedding over the weekend. So, like, potentially, if you know it all ends at the hotel, you get that sweet, emotional hotel makeup sex?
We didn't stay at a hotel. This was
didn't?
actually on the way home from the wedding.
Oh.
And she was like, we're coming home from a wedding where you had a drink at the wedding. So if you were to get pulled over, this would be a huge problem. So you should not even be touching your phone. But in this situation, a car thing started the fight. Sometimes the fight just starts.
Yeah.
And then car stuff makes it worse. Like, you're fighting, normal fighting, and then it's like, and now you're veering into another lane, or
Right.
now this person's coming in, or now you missed the exit. That can then enhance the stress level and make it so much worse.
If you agree with this concept, Allie's theory is that a fight in a car will almost always be a much higher elevated fight than if you're not in a car.
When people fight bad, they fight in a car.
The only thing I would say that would be the positive of a car fight is that if you do have at home, a fight could go on for hours, could go on for days potentially. In a car, I do think that
It has to end.
Yeah, we have this kind of clock that goes, all right, we must wrap this up by the time we arrive. So that the one benefit, I guess, if
Then you're getting out of the car and you're like, "What? Don't forget your purse."
right, it's like, all right, fine.
Do you have the gift? Do you have the gift?
But you know, the problem with you is you were ending at home, and that's the one downside. If you were going to, like, let's say a restaurant or a party around people, you would kind of be like, how do we wrap this fight up before we arrive? But when you're going home, that's dangerous because now the fight can literally just be one person storming off into the house.
Yes.
And then the fight has no end in sight.
Yes, but when you go out to dinner with another couple or something, you can always tell when a fight has happened on the way there.
Can I ask you a question that you probably don't want me to say on the air? You did mention off the air that at the wedding your wife got someone's phone number.
Yes, that was separate.
Did that have anything to do with the fight?
No, that didn't have anything to do with the
You
fight.
sure?
But she did walk away with someone's number, a hot person's number as well. But but it was not related to this. And she said that she got this person's number for a specific reason. That is not sex related.
Okay. I got this number for a specific reason, but it's not sex related.
That's what she said.
You know what that means?
She said when I missed the turn.
Sex related. It's KROQ.
And Lily very, very frightened me.
K-Rock, we are Klein Ally Show, and we say hello to Andre. Andre, phones are full now. Why are you calling?
Hi, I'm just calling for the Thunderbolt screening.
Ah, yes, Marvel Thunderbolt.
Thunderbolt and Lily very, very frightened me.
When you hear us play that clip during the show this week, and that is a clip we believe from the new movie, you will get yourself some tickets to the advanced screening. You're as good as in, so congratulations. You will be there on Thursday at Vidiot's Eagle Rock, Thursday, hosted by our very own Miles, the DJ, and you got a pair of tickets. So hold on 1 second, enjoy the pre-screening, and ruin it for your friends before they get a chance to see it. Hold on. We have another pair of tickets to give away at some point this morning, so you'll be listening yet again for more sweet sounds from that movie, and it will sound something like this.
Thunderbolt and Lily very, very frightened me.
I've already, every time I see the billboard for Thunderbolts, that sound plays in my head. I'm like, Thunderbolt.
As it should be. And then that's unfortunately the effect that this show has on people in the real world, and the effect that this show has on anyone who is listening, even if you don't want to listen to the show. In fact, someone is forcing, I feel terrible, I should just play this message quickly. It sounds like this is a family that needs our help. And I feel bad that someone is forcing their family to listen to us, but they're on some sort of a...
Well, we are family friendly.
A road trip. Listen to this.
Hey, guys. This is Jack the Sack. I'm the one who gave you a call and let you know that I spent Valentine's Day with my wife watching the Klein Ally show.
Now he's forcing us to listen to you on our long road trip drive.
So
another car fight.
This is another car fight. It's in real life. This guy is driving. He's got a road trip, and he's forcing his wife, who clearly doesn't want to listen.
Got an ass full of us. She does not want any more.
No.
You hear that in her voice?
Listen to this. I know this voice, and this is probably what Allie dealt with in her car fight.
Klein Ally show.
Now he's forcing us to listen to you on our long road trip drive.
Yeah, we're camping right now, and I said, hey, let's throw on the podcast and instead of music. So they're stuck here for the next several hours listening to this. I know it's great, and soon they will know it's great too. Trust me. All right? Hope you guys have a good weekend. Bye.
I don't know what she said at the end.
Mother
there.
drives family into tree.
But it sounds like she's saying help me at the end. I mean, you just... I don't know what she's saying, but she's not happy about that.
The police will analyze it later.
Thank you. Yeah, that's going to be called evidence in the near future. We got to take a break. When we get back, we'll get to your ADD news. A brand new hour of the show can officially begin. And lots to get to this morning here on K-Rock. Thanks for hanging out. If you're not already following us on YouTube as well, not one of the first 100,000 to subscribe, you better get on there, because we will be doing a legitimate 1-minute movie screening of Allie's Panty Haul video, which is getting rave reviews from some people, although Blind Charlie did write in this morning to say this is one of those days he's actually glad he's blind.
Put that on a billboard. Rave reviews from some people.
Some people rave reviews. Other people glad that they have no vision, and we will get to that all coming up this morning here on K-Rock.
Klein Ally Show.
Imagine you hearing that song at the Rose Bowl in Pasadena next September. We'll make that happen for you starting in less than 2 hours this morning on K-Rock, and all day long and all week long. Oasis tickets. Their first show is happening here in Los Angeles. We will get you in. So on Friday after the show, I got involved in a very strange, high-stakes, dangerous, very dangerous.
Involved is a strong word.
Well, inadvertently involved.
You weren't involved.
You know, it's amazing that you are going to S this. You're going to talk S about what happened.
You were sitting in your car.
I'll explain what happened, and you tell me how you would have handled it. Because so many people, after I started posting the live coverage I was doing of this police pursuit followed by a complete police standoff in the middle of Beverly Hills, people said, Klein, this is one of those things that would only happen to you. It seems like people goes, this is a story that I would hear you talk about on the radio and would have said, is this a real story or is this made up? But now that I was putting all this evidence of it up, everyone's like, it just seems like it would only happen to me. Has it ever happened to you before you say what a stupid thing that happened?
No, I mean, you are somebody who is prone to holdups. You're always being held up for some reason.
Yes. And so much so that when I was late to go see my wife on Friday because of this, she goes, there's always a story. And I go, yeah, you're right. There's a story.
There is always a story because you attract it somehow.
I'm in the middle of a police standoff where if I got out of my car,
But that's where you exaggerate a little. You were not in the middle of a police standoff.
Well, if the police
you were
are
in your car, boxed in by cops.
Yeah, front row seat. That was awesome.
If the police are on one side of me,
you were a good bystander,
and the perps are on the other side of me, and then you got guns drawn going both directions, and I'm in the middle. What do you call that? Am I not in the middle of a police stand?
You were in the middle.
No, you were behind the police.
You had a front row seat.
Guys, there was police on both sides, but front and back.
You're a glorified bystander.
The only people between the police were the perps and me. That's it.
And you were too scared to get out of your car and get a better angle.
They wouldn't let me get out of them. I got reprimanded to get out of my car. And, well, I'll explain what happened.
Were the cops there when you arrived at your car?
No. So I am driving down like a stupid idiot. I text my wife. I was going to meet her. She had a doctor's appointment. I said, I'll meet you because it was not far from the radio station. I said, do you need me to get you anything on the way? Which stupid question.
I don't know why you do that to yourself.
She used to say, no, I'm good for a while, and that was great. So I would just ask, get it out of the way. This time she said, oh, you know what I'd love is a matcha latte. I said, stupid matcha latte every time. So I pull over to go get a matcha latte, and I'm driving up, I think I was on Beverly or one of those streets in Beverly Hills, I forget. And all of a sudden, there's two open spots, meter spots. I never see anything like it. Usually, you can't find any parking there. It's the worst. So I pull into the one spot, and I'm looking, and now I've got my car parked. I'm looking for any sort of change so I can throw something in the meter. I think a quarter gets you like 6 seconds or something.
Yeah.
Not a lot. But I just said, I just got to throw in 2 quarters, because if you don't, you'll get a ticket instantly there. They're like right on top of it. They love giving out tickets. So I put I'm looking for change. I'm bent down. In the time I bend down to look between my seats for change to when I pop up, I then see cop cars come from every direction, like on a full 2 pull up to the left of me. Some are pulling down the street. They're shutting down. I see them shut down the street in front, shut down the street behind, and I'm going, oh my God, I think I pulled into an area that had already been cleared for whatever they were about to do, but I didn't realize it. I thought it was an open spot.
Oh, so you think that they somehow got the cars out of the way?
I don't know what happened. I never see that kind of parking, but no one stopped me, or maybe I ignored a cone or something. I don't know. I just pulled right in, and I go, oh, it's a great spot. It's my lucky day. Then, of course, cop cars start circling all around. They start in the thing. All right, get out with your hands up. And I think at first, I don't see any of the car. I just see me. So I'm looking and going, what the hell did I do?
Right. You think that I would think at that point, I look like someone who's committed a felony.
I have been pulled over before.
You do look like somebody who's committed an offense.
I drove the same car for a while as a guy that was apparently the leader of the Avenues gangs. And when I used to work and drive around early in the morning in the Los Feliz area, Glendale, whatever, I got pulled over one time, and they explained to me they thought I was in the Avenues gangs. Cool. And I said, I wish. How do I get in? So they start doing this, and then I open up my car door to get out, put my hands up, because I thought at the very least this will be a good story.
Oh my God, that would have been so funny. You should have done the thing where you get out for the front window and then you fall down and your pants come off. That would have been so great. You should have done it for the show.
And as I start to get out of the car, the guy yells at me very loudly, by the way, get back in the car! Get back in the car! Like that. So I get back in my car. And then I see 2 cars up. There is a car that has cops' guns drawn, going up on both sides of me now. Shotguns out, pistols out. No BS, Allie.
They had shotguns?
There's video. Johnny, post some of the footage. I gave Johnny exclusive footage. They're going up and they're circling surrounding this car now. Black car. So
why does that matter?
I'm just letting you know, Beverly Hills racist.
Oh, okay. Got it.
They are circling this car. All I can see is the black car. I don't know what's going on inside of it. I don't see how many people there are.
Was it a nice car?
I couldn't see anything other than the fact
because you were just a bystander.
Yeah, I was. At this point, I was in my car and I decided to do some live coverage, play-by-play of what's happening. But the cops, it was a serious, this was something that was not like a traffic stop that turned into 3 cops, 4 cops. This was something that clearly they had a plan in place because cops came from every direction at the same time.
So you think somebody was stealing something, or do you know what happened now?
So first of all, they won't let me out of my car. I'm boxed in. They got cop cars next to me. The whole
matcha's
street
getting cold.
The whole street is blocked off. I can't even get out and get the matcha. I pre-ordered the stupid matcha.
I know, it's probably
there.
sitting there getting all disgusting.
So I try to get out a few times. They say, get back in your car. You have to sit in your car. And so I'm sitting in my car. Meanwhile, I see my blinking meter is red blinking. And now all of a sudden on the scene is a meter maid walking up and down.
Still doing the stuff?
Yeah, putting tickets on cars in the middle of a police standoff. And I'm going.
They're like, but you can go ahead, do your job.
And I'm tapping on my window, waving at her, going, I'm here. Like, I'm pointing. I can't get out and put a quarter in there. I'm holding up the quarter to show
She's
her.
holding up the ticket like, there it is.
Yeah, and I'm like, come on, I'm right here. I go, what? They will do anything to give you the tickets. They don't stop the tickets. So anyway, long and short of it is, they keep me there for about an hour. Then we leave the car. They get these.
What's great is that you missed your wife's doctor's appointment. That would have been boring.
Yeah, it would have been. But I actually somehow made it for the tail end of it, which is the worst part.
Jesus.
I didn't even get to see the disrobing part. It's the whole reason I was going to go.
I don't know. I feel like exaggerating with an hour. I bet you were there 10, 20 minutes.
No, you can look at the clock in my car the whole time. But anyway, they got these guys out. 3 guys get pulled out one at a time, handcuffed, walk backwards, the whole thing. And then I finally asked one of the cops, I'm like, hey, I know you guys are in the middle of something. I don't want to be a dick here, but is there any way I can get out of this parking spot? And then the guy was like, hey, you're the KROQ. He knew the voice, listens to the show or something. So thank you, Beverly Hills Police Force, whatever. And I said, hey, can you tell me what happened here? You know, he's like, I was like, it's cool. I won't talk about it on the radio. He's like, all right. So here's what he said. This was a stolen car from San Bernardino. And apparently the guys were doing a bunch of, I don't know if they were like smash and grabs or break-ins around there.
That's kind of what I figure is robbery.
And I think they caught one of the guys in their crew, and that guy ratted out those guys and said their next plan is to do the same thing in like Beverly Hills.
Cool.
So they were
intercepting the job?
They were on the lookout for these guys.
Wow.
And they took them down. And it was, you know, I mean.
Is there anything about this story on the news anywhere?
No. No, just right here. That's exclusive.
Okay, well, I'm glad you're alive.
Life or death situation.
You had some really peak sitting.
So
peak sitting this weekend.
Just saying, sat in my car.
I mean, there you go. That's it.
Had to listen to KROQ for an hour. It's not easy, guys. Quick break. Back in a second. More show next. All right, we'll get to your ADD news now on KROQ. And then we get into a brand new hour of the show as we get closer and closer to 9 a.m. where we will give you tickets upon tickets upon tickets to go to Cali Vibes and Slightly Stupid right here in the helpful Honda sound space. You'll get all hooked up. That lineup, Cali Vibes, which I'm looking at. Kid Cudi, Ali, your favorite, 30 Heads, Stick Figures, quite a Ludacris, Iration. Quite a collection of people. Cypress Hill will be there, and we'll get you in as well. That'll be coming up 9 o'clock this morning and throughout the day here on KROQ. Let's get to your news now. Then a brand new hour of the show can officially begin.
Grab your Adderall. It's time for ADD News.
All right, the Pope's funeral happened. 250,000 people showed up. He has been buried. The Vatican released images of his tomb, which reads, Francis CVS. Great marketing for CVS.
Great.
The Sistine Chapel has now been closed, and the date for the conclave has been set, and it will take place next Wednesday. Could last week's, but the last ones that happened in 2005 and in 2013 only lasted 2 days. So more than 130 different cardinals, all under 80, will cast their votes to see who will become the next head of the Holy See. And the Cardinal Pietro Parolin is the early favorite with 9-4 odds. But you could bet on a couple of long shots. Luis Antonio Tagle is the second in the favorites at 3-1 and would become the first Asian pope in history. And Matteo Zuppi and Peter Turkson.
Ooh, Zuppi. I like Zuppi. What's
are
Zuppi's
both
odds?
6-1 odds.
6-1. Come on, Zuppi.
Come on, Zuppi. Why do you like Zuppi? You don't know. This is like horses. Like, you don't know anything about them. You're just literally guessing.
I like the odds for they're still good odds, but they're not great odds. I don't like the first two. First one's a little obvious, doesn't pay that great. 6-4. It's like, what's the point?
Robert Sarah is the biggest long shot at 8-1.
Nah, I'm not going to take that loser. But I'll take one of these.
Oh, wait, no, sorry. There's
guys.
another guy who's 16-1.
Oh, what's that guy? Who's the 16-1 guy?
It just says Barr. Something Barr.
Barr.
That's a good one.
Take him.
There was somebody on the list that were like, yeah, he's not as likely because he had some sexual misconduct allegations, but he was cleared. I was like, okay, that guy should just be out. Like,
I don't know. Like that. What's that guy's name?
I think even if he was not clear, like, even if he was cleared, I think, like, we're good on that.
Yeah, well.
Like, even if you're the Pope, even if you have something on your record and it was like, hey, yeah, I had a DUI, but like I paid the fine and I've done my time and it's clear now, you still had a DUI. If you're the Pope, that's the one situation where you're not supposed to have anything. It's supposed to be squeaky clean record. Am I right?
Right. That would be like electing a president that has a golden shower video. Oh,
right.
Wait a minute.
That would be crazy.
That'd be crazy.
All right, some more information has come out about what caused that horrible plane crash in D.C. earlier this year, the one where the Black Hawk helicopter ran into that airplane by Reagan Airport. They determined that it was the fault of the helicopter pilot, but that she was not impaired or in medical distress at the time, so it's not like it was intentional. But they did confirm that she didn't hear a clear, urgent direction from her co-pilot, and I guess it was supposed to tell her to change course. And there was, I guess, a situation where the co-pilot was talking to her, but she also had the mic pressed down to talk, so she couldn't hear what the co-pilot was saying because she had her mic pressed down.
I thought you got to do a 10-4. I thought isn't there a whole thing? 10-4, over and out.
I don't know. I guess
so. It's supposed to be 10-4 with instructions like that. And then if you don't hear a 10-4, you give the instructions again.
Yeah,
especially
I mean,
if
if there's no like copy, I heard you,
right?
Then wouldn't you say, unless it seemed like an urgent direction to change course, and maybe it was so urgent that they didn't even have time to repeat themselves.
Not urgent enough if you only send it one time and moving on.
Yeah.
10-4. You got a 10-4. Or, just in regular conversation with people, you got to give some sort of a verbal cue. Yep. Gotcha.
There was also one feature that I guess allows the controllers to better track the helicopter, and that feature had been turned off because when they're doing this, training flight, they turn off that setting when they're practicing how to fly secretly. Like, hey, we're trying to be covert here. Let's turn off all these features and see how this flying is. That's part of the training. So it was just an unfortunate circumstance that feature was turned off and the mic was pressed down and she missed the directions.
Women
and then
drivers, man.
Yeah,
what Jake said.
It's like the female pilot. I was like, God, man. That's rough. Son of a bitch. That sucks. Okay, did you know that there are license plate covers that you can buy online where they will basically go over your license plate?
Yep, and then you can't take a picture of your license plate?
Yes.
Yeah, you better believe I know that.
I did not know that those exist, but apparently...
They also sell a spray that you can spray your license plate and do the same thing.
Yeah, but the cover goes up and down as you want.
Up and down.
So, like, if you're, if like you're going over a bridge or something, and you
James
don't,
Bond stuff?
yeah, it'll like be like, and it'll cover the license plate, and then you go over the bridge and you don't have to pay a toll, and it'll
There's another cover
Again.
that just, it doesn't go up and down. It makes it, to the naked eye, you can still see your plate, but anytime a camera tries to get a picture of it, it just reflects back. They can't actually get it.
So
many great ways to do it.
there's this new bill that
You can
they're
also get a
trying
Sharpie, and you can
make
turn an
all
8
that
into
illegal.
Well, of course they should make it all legal. I mean,
When they were threatening like $10,000 fines if you buy one of those or if the merchant is caught selling one of those.
I think those are illegal. I'm sure they're illegal anyway, right?
Well, I think this bill is to enforce it more
Oh.
and to have stricter penalties
Yeah.
for that. I mean, I think technically.
Sounds like it's making it illegal to sell one.
Yeah, it would be illegal to sell one, and you would get, a $10,000 fine is pretty bad. So this is something they're trying to do to combat all the workarounds that we've created just to avoid a $5 toll.
How are they going to find you to pay that fine if your plate is hidden?
If I got my dome up.
Can't find that. I could be anyone.
Sucker.
We got the brand new hour of the show, which we will kick off officially in a moment. Perhaps the greatest hour of your life. And I believe we're going to start drinking this weird bootleg scam tequila Vanessa brought us back from Mexico. That's all next.
Show. 106.7 KROQ FM in HD Pasadena, Los Angeles, Orange County. This is the world famous KROQ.
All right, welcome to your Monday morning. Here we are live on KROQ. What an hour to be alive. We announced earlier today that this Friday, 11:30 to 1:30, you can come hang out with us. We'll even wash your car and then ruin it by giving you a brand new KROQ sticker and also tickets. We're going to be hanging out at the Rogue charging station.
Some people said they think you're saying rogue, but it's Rove.
Rove. With a V.
Rove.
Details, we're going to be Santa Ana, which I don't think we've done a show hanging Santa
Road
Ana.
with a D?
No, it's Rove. R-O-V-E. No, guys, it's all posted on our Instagram.
R is in Robert, O is in Omar, V is in Vanessa, E is in idiot.
God.
That's beautifully said. E is an idiot is perfect. So come on by. First 100 people show up, wash your car, give you a KROQ sticker, tickets to Wild Rivers, and we'll also bring some slightly stupid tickets to the Sound Space. If you can't wait around until Friday for that, we'll have them for you coming up at 9 o'clock this morning. And also you'll get to go see them again at Cali Vibes. All right, this hour on the show, Vanessa brought back some of this tequila. She claims it was the best bottle she tried in all of Mexico. Although, as it turns out, after looking and doing some research on the, quote, brand of tequila she brought back, which none of us have ever heard of before, it is part of a very... Vanessa, I'm going to let you know this, but you are part of a aggressive tequila scam that has been taking the money from tourists for a long time. And I'm going to ask you exactly how your tequila tasting went before you ended up with this bottle. But if it's anything like the stories that many people have told all over Reddit, you fell for one of the biggest sucker scams there is when traveling to Mexico and trying to bring back an authentic, very expensive tequila that would cost much, much, much more in America, but you got a great deal because you were buying it in Mexico. Is that what they told you?
No.
But
not at all.
I also am surprised you bought us anything. I don't think of getting you guys souvenirs when I'm on vacation whatsoever. So it's funny that you were like, I have to get them something and bring it back. That's very nice of you to think of us, Vanessa. So before we trash you completely, thank you.
Is this the tequila that gave you the explosive diarrhea?
No! I'm assuming that what gave me the diarrhea, if
It's runny tummy, dude.
we do some research, I'm thinking it was the margarita that I drank inland with the ice.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
So-
they tell you to avoid like smoothies, daiquiris, all that kind of stuff because the water and the ice will mess with your stomach and give you, the runny tummy.
We
I
have,
thought I had a stronger stomach.
we have to get drunk this hour because we will sit around and also watch Allie's panty haul video, which teases are up right now on our Instagram at Klein Ally Show. But the official video, full release, is going to go. It's on YouTube because we got over 100,000 subscribers, which we greatly appreciate. So we decided to punish you, is our way of saying thank you. And some of us have not seen even a minute of that video yet, including me, but we will check it out together live once we get drunk this hour on the show. did not know that. That's exciting. Someone on the show had a legitimate, successful Tinder date, Allie. Are you aware? I did not even realize. Is that real, Jake, or did you make that up?
It's real. I met her last night.
A real person?
Real person.
Wow.
Real lady.
And you met her in person. You actually met somewhere in real life, and she was there, and you were there, and she looked like the pictures and everything?
Just like the pictures.
So you went back and forth with this person on Tinder for how long before you went on your date?
Almost a week.
I thought your
like
Tinder.
4 days.
I thought your Tinder was expiring, and you weren't going to pay the money.
Exactly, yeah. And so I expired on Saturday, and we matched like last second. I'm like, hey, I'm getting rid of this, so if you want to contact me, here's my number.
Dude.
She's like, I'll definitely text you because I'm a fan of the show.
Tinder is so smart, dude.
Why? They know.
Yeah, Jake's about to go away.
Yep, and he's got no matches.
You've had no matches, right?
She was one of 2 matches.
200 or?
No, I mean I only matched with 2 people at who knows how many.
How many did you try?
I think we do know how many.
I swiped right on everybody.
You swiped right on everybody?
Every single person.
And you only got 2 matches?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
And they're like, we're about to lose this guy.
Yeah, he's a lost cause.
Let's just have him match with somebody.
So then they found someone, and you guys actually met up and matched.
Yeah, and she's an English teacher. She said she'll give Vanessa lessons.
Oh, that's rude. I already speak English.
All right, well, she knew that word.
Okay, so what, did you plan the date?
I kind of want to do a where'd you go, how far did you go with Jake later this morning.
That's
because
good, yeah.
he doesn't go on a lot of dates, so this is big. And he completely got ghosted by Tina.
Everyone.
By everyone on Tinder.
The rest of the world.
No, so, I mean, he's back on the prowl. And part of me thinks that Jake really wants to talk about this because he's trying to get Tina to hear it and be jealous.
Ooh,
But
and then he'll have 2 women.
I don't think she's going to be jealous because she has not made any sort of response. How many messages have you sent to Tina that she hasn't gotten back to you on, Jake?
Oh, we haven't talked for over a month.
Right, but I mean, how many times have you attempted to get something going?
None. I haven't tried.
I thought you said she hasn't gotten back to your last, 10 texts.
No, I haven't texted her in over a month.
Dude, Jake, he doesn't try.
He doesn't try, and then he's like, guess that's over. And then she's probably at her house going like, why does this guy keep ghosting me?
Right, that's so funny.
You can't ghost someone if you, I always respond, so that's not ghosting.
I thought the last response was you to her and then nothing.
I think the last conversation we had was a FaceTime video.
Ugh.
She finally saw his face. I got to get out of this. All right, listen. We'll get to that later.
I have more questions about this Tina scenario and also how she's going to feel about this Tinder date.
All right, well, you know what, Jake? Maybe we'll come back. We'll take a quick break. Maybe we'll get into a little where'd you go, how far'd you go with Jake the Nerd.
Okay.
Would you answer it honestly and play it for real?
Yeah, I'll play it for real.
All right. If you'd like to play that with us, give us a call now, 800-520-1067. We'll get a listener involved in this as well. You can join the fun on Jake's Tinder date. He met a real person. He claims a real living, breathing lady on Tinder.
Who didn't steal all his money.
And she's an English teacher, supposedly.
It's a great fake job.
Do you believe that is her real job?
Yeah, I talked to her. She talked about being a teacher, so yeah.
Oh, okay. That's a good story. She has punctuation and everything. All right, we'll come right back.
In English, isn't
we'll come back with that. Oh, God. Place your bets. That's next.
The highly anticipated and exciting Cali Vibes Festival returns this year.
Slightly Stupid will headline the 2-day music festival.
Once again, Slightly Stupid from the Completely Stupid KROQ. It's your only way in to a private show with Slightly Stupid in the Help Behind the Sound Space at KROQ. We don't mean to be blunt, but win. And you'll see him again when we roll the tickets up with passes to Cali Vibes. June 7th and 8th, Marina Green Park in Long Beach. Also featuring...
Hey, I'm on vacation. This meditation is the best way.
Dirty Heads, Stick Figure, Iration, Pepper, Cypress Hill performing Black Sunday, and more. Courtesy of Golden Voice and KROQ. What could go wrong?
What's up? This is Miles from Slightly Stupid. This is Jared from the Dirty Heads. This is Be Real, the Buddha Master from Cypress Hill, and you're listening to the World Famous KROQ.
World Famous KROQ. Powered by Smoke Flower, an OC original and LA-made streetwear brand.
I've said it before. K-Rock, Klein Ally Show. Everyone argues that the generation that they grew up in is the best generation because it's their generation. You got to have pride for your own gen. Even if you think your gen is not, quote, the greatest generation, which was stolen so early, it seems unfair that I think the greatest generation, those are all the really old people now, right? Didn't they coin the greatest generation?
Did they?
Like the pre-baby boomers? I always feel like that's like...
I thought that was like the World War II people.
Yeah, they're like, we're the greatest generation. You steal that so early. What hope do the rest of us have?
Well, I think back then you could just say that stuff.
Yeah,
now I don't know who determines what the generation names are. I guess the same people that determine hurricane names.
Probably. And if you identify as Gen X or Gen Z or Millennial or Zennial, there are so many different categories, and there's always a reason why your generation did the best things for society and why the generation after you is usually screwed. And then there's all this generation on generation bashing. Well, we cut through all of it right now as we have representatives on the phone representing. This week we're doing a Gen Z millennial battle because that seems to be, even though there's a lot of Gen X versus Gen Z, there's still some Gen X versus millennial that happens. This one seems to be the real tricky part. Johnny has a lot of hate for millennials.
Well, I think Gen Z likes to make fun of millennials because we grew up without internet, but also are still living in a digital age. So it's like the millennial pause. Have you heard of the millennial pause?
No.
See, that's the kind of stuff we hate millennials for. Y'all be making up some weird stuff, and it's so one-sided. It's like nobody cares about that.
Johnny and I were having an argument off the air about what things he takes credit for in his generation, and one of the ones he said Gen Z gets credit for is Pilates. And I said, Johnny,
What?
I think Pilates has been around since the greatest...
Only hot girls are doing it right now. All the young hot girls are doing Pilates. They're not in the gyms.
I'm doing Pilates.
Yeah, there you go.
All right. Well, Gen Z is called Gen Z because they're the first generation. They're digital natives. They're the first generation to grow up with the internet, and that would be between the late 90s and early 2010s as far as year that you were born. And millennials are defined as people to be born between 1981 and 1996.
So let me say hi to the Gen Z representative on the phone right now, who is... when were you born? What year were you born in, Eliza?
98. I'm 26.
All right, she's 26. Proud Gen Zer, aren't you?
Yeah, I think so.
All right, you have the entire hopes and dreams of a generation on your shoulders right now. So I hope you take this seriously. You'll be battling a millennial. His name is Matthew. Okay. He's listening to the show right now. Matthew, what year were you born in?
1989.
All right, we got a 1989 35-year-old battling a 1998 26-year-old. The questions, as always, you will have a chance to answer the questions that should be given to the other generation, and then they will have a chance to steal if you cannot answer correctly. So, for instance, Matthew, you will be given questions that will be easy for Eliza to answer, being a Gen Zer. She will be given questions that should be easy for you to answer as a millennial. You get a chance to answer them. If you're wrong, the other person can steal. Allie will keep track, and at the end, we'll determine which generation reigns supreme this week. All right, here we go. First generation to go, the generation that goes first is the generation that was born first, and that puts us in Matthew, the millennial. Matthew.
Yes.
Your first question. If someone is posting something using the hashtag OOTD, what are they posting? Matthew.
OOTD.
Matthew.
Oh no.
Oh my God.
All right.
My God. Oh my God.
No answer?
I'm joking.
All right, that is millennial. A chance to steal the question back that she should get. Let's say hi to Eliza for a Generation Z. What would they be posting if they were to use the hashtag OOTD?
OOTD, outfit of the day.
That is correct.
Come on, Matthew.
Popularized by Gen Z. Gen Z gets a point. We now go to Gen Z for their question, which is something that millennials would know, but they would not. Eliza, who was everybody's first friend on MySpace?
I do know this. I know this. My Tom?
Tom
Eliza.
is correct.
Atta girl, baby.
Eliza, how did you say you knew this? Were you going to say, my grandfather was friends with him? How did you...
My older brother. He's in his 30s.
Got it. See, that's the unfair advantage. All right. So now we have Gen Z goes up 2. Matthew, the question now goes back to you. Generation Wars. Matthew, representing millennials, and they need some help here.
Yeah, I need to step it up.
Matthew, use bussin' in a sentence.
Busted?
Bussin'.
Bussin'.
Oh, man.
I was walking to the store the other day. I was bussing.
Oh, no.
Trash.
No.
Sorry, we cannot accept that. For the steal, Eliza, representing Gen Z, use bussin' in a sentence.
This hamburger's bussin'.
That is correct. I would accept that. That's a tasty burger right there. All right. Well, this is not good. She's gotten so far all of her questions correct and all of your questions correct. Eliza, you're up on the clock. Up 3-0 right now.
Matthew thinks that when you're on the bus, you're like, I'm bussing.
I'm bussing. I am bussing to school.
Ooh, I'd be bussing.
Eliza, here
They're
we
like,
go.
I'm going to stab you.
Eliza, what music sharing program had a mascot of a cat wearing headphones?
Oh, Justin Timberlake played the guy in the Social Network that made this thing. Oh my God.
Need an answer.
Napster?
Napster is correct.
Oh my God, Eliza.
Wow. Eliza representing Gen Z. Johnny's so excited. He's standing up in the other room. She's up 4 now. I don't think there's a comeback in your future, unfortunately, for millennials, but let's find out. Matthew, here's your next question. What is Delulu short for? What is Delulu short for?
The Lululemons?
Oh my God.
The Lululemons.
Trash, bro.
Christ. Eliza, you want to steal this one back?
Yeah, I mean, delusional that thinks millennials are better than
That's correct.
Having
that
a
is
mentee
correct.
bee.
All right, so this is not good for millennials, by the way. This is going to be the biggest slaughtering that's ever happened in Generation
clean
Wars.
sweep.
Clean sweep, and there's only one question left. This
323 said, stop dicking around, Matt.
Yeah, Matt, really, the hopes and dreams of millennials are hanging on you, and you are disappointed.
All these acronyms. I'm sorry.
All right, Eliza,
Ridiculous.
here we go.
It's ridiculous.
Let's see if we can trip her up.
He's trying to get off my lawn approach.
Eliza, what store had topless men standing outside of it to try to sell some overpriced jeans and T-shirts?
Oh, I can smell the store. Yes. Oh, it's not Abercrombie. It was, Hollister.
Wow. I mean, she's right.
Technically, I would have accepted Abercrombie, but Hollister did that move as well.
They were like, we have even hotter guys.
Both acceptable. Yeah. All right, she gets the point again, and now it doesn't even really matter at this point, Matthew, but let me just try to get you on the board at the very least. Matthew,
Yes.
What is Zin? What is Zin?
A little tobacco pouch.
All right,
You put it in your
finally.
mouth.
That's the one thing we want.
A nice red.
Tobacco. Something you'd enjoy with, nice risotto.
Yeah.
All right, congratulations. Well, at the end of all of this, it doesn't matter because Gen Z smoked millennials. And Eliza, congratulations.
Congrats.
As a result, not only do you get bragging rights for your generation,
You get bragging rights for ours, too.
You can also get some tickets to go see John Mulaney telling jokes at Yamava with tequila. I didn't realize Jake was on a Tinder date. A real Tinder date took place over the weekend, days away from his account being canceled because he wasn't going to pay. How much did that cost you, Jake, by the way? I'm sure you were on the minimum plan, right?
$18.99 a week.
A week?
A week? No.
Yeah.
You paying $20 a week to be on Tinder?
Oh, I did once, and then the second time I forgot. So then I definitely canceled it.
There's no, it's $18 a week.
Guys,
that was $18
they
a
will
week.
pay anything for the outside chance of getting laid.
Is everyone paying that, or they just charge Jake more?
I think Jake has to pay more for some reason. I don't know how that is.
we know the reason.
Well, I mean, we know many reasons. So
you have to pay by the pound?
Jake's price is going down. It's time for Where'd You Go? How Far'd You Go? Date Jake and an actual date with someone. All we know is that he met her on Tinder and she's an English teacher. That's all we know. Everything else we will try to figure out together. We'll let you play along. Here we go.
Where'd you go? How far'd you go? Did you guys go play bingo? Where'd you go? How far'd you go? Did you guys take it slow or no?
All right, we'll let some listeners get in with some questions as well. The only questions we cannot ask you are where did you go, how far did you go, but we can ask you anything else about you or this person, and then we will try to figure out where you went and how far you went on the date. The fact that he even told us about it, Allie, makes me think that something good happened, because if it was just a total colossal failure, he may have kept it to himself.
It's funny because Jake he's got a pretty good poker face. if he is like, yeah, I want to date, you're like, oh, what happened? He could be like, I had sex all night.
Right.
Or he could be like, it went horrible. And
Right, trunk burger, another trunk burger.
Yeah.
Also, you know what's funny is that I did a little bit of research right now on Tinder, and Jake had a higher tier than normal Tinder thing. Yeah, because Tinder's free, and then you get a basic version. Then there's Tinder Plus, that's $10. Tinder Gold, that's $15, and he has Tinder Platinum, that's $19. Yeah.
Fancy Tinder. Well, I mean, as 949 says, he's Tindering for two.
they think it's a throuple when they go with Jake, I guess.
That's crazy.
Jake,
Jake's thirsty.
Jake,
huh?
it's funny because
And you're still only at 2.
that was the platinum plan.
Yeah.
Jake, that's amazing. Did you know you were paying for the highest tier of Tinder?
No, I didn't.
There's a higher one. It's called Tinder Select, and this is a yearly subscription fee for $500.
Whoa.
Oh no, this one's $500 a month. Yeah.
What? A month?
Month?
That's what it says. Yeah.
Man.
Dude, people are spending $500 a month on Tinder?
That's crazy. The whole thing is
what
insane.
a waste of money.
I'm sure a lot of those people who are paying for it still don't even remember that. Like Jake remembered that he's still getting charged for it, but he's a platinum. Platinum
I
Jake.
forgot the first week. I had to go and cancel it, my subscriptions thing.
What? Did you sign up for that because you were really trying to get, find someone to get
Well,
laid?
Vanessa made it so we could do the AI challenge thing, and then I had it on my phone, and then I was drunk one night. I'm like, I'm going to sign up, and so I could start swiping on people, and then I forgot.
Yeah, I got it. All right. Well, we each get one question. Where'd he go? How far did he go on this date? Allie, would you like to begin?
Yes. Jake, what was the first thing you messaged this person? What did you say?
Are you real?
I don't. I probably just like, hey, how's your week going? I think is what I said.
Hey, how's your week going? Was your opening line?
I think so. After we matched, something like that.
Okay.
All right, Omar, I got a question for Jake the Nerd. We're going to get into where he went, how far he went on this date in a moment.
Yeah, I know a lot about. I mean, we work with the guy. You know what? I hear something that's. What's your landscaping downstairs?
No. The same question you would ask anybody else. You're right.
You got a ball throw action going on. What's going on there?
It's trimmed.
Oh.
It's trimmed? Like how?
Oh.
Like short.
No.
Just short?
Next.
Like a mohawk? Like you got like a little landing strip down there? Or?
No, it's all the same. All short.
Oh, okay. Like how? What's the length? Like a half an inch?
That's enough. A lot of detail. Jesus Christ. I need to write a new question because I also had a ball throw question. So I'll give you mine in a second. Hey, Maria, go ahead. You have one question now. We'll get into where he went, how far he went on the date. But what is your question for Jake the Nerd?
Did he prepare with a trunk burger this time?
Yeah, that's a good question, actually. I was going to ask something similar. You always have a consolation meal, and I know you're not as hungry anymore now, thanks to Lasara. But did you have a consolation burger last time? I think your first date with Tina, you had a trunk burger, a burger waiting in the trunk for after the date. If it went well or didn't go well, did you have any sort of a consolation meal waiting for after this one?
No, I ate right before.
Oh, you did eat right before. That's a good question.
Ate right before.
Kimberly, you get a question for Jake the Nerd. Go ahead. What is your question?
Ball throw questions are out.
Yeah.
Did you go in a car to the date?
All right, that's a great question. Was there? Did you pick her up in your beat-up car?
No, I did not pick her up in my beat-up car.
Oh, okay, good question. All right, Jake, I'll give you the final question right now. Have you self-pleasured since the date?
No.
It's a good question, Klein.
Thank you.
No.
You probably couldn't.
Were you waiting for a good question?
Yes.
And that's basically what we just know.
Yeah, that's right.
I couldn't. I watched Allie's video.
All right. Oh, that's good.
Thank you so much.
That'll cure you of your ills, my friend.
I have cured someone of their panty
I
fetish.
believe it. Hey, we're going to check that world premiere of Allie's Panty Haul video coming up in moments. All right, we've learned a little bit about Jake. But now the only questions that matter, which is where'd you go, how far did you go on the date? A real match on Tinder. He's a platinum Tinder man. Who knew? Jake will cut many expenses and lots of things, but not when it comes to his Tinder. He is the second most expensive tier there is.
I think I know exactly what happened.
All right.
So...
What day was this, Jake?
Yesterday.
Oh, okay. Sunday date.
So here's what I think happened. I think he messaged back and forth with this girl. This girl, he said, was a listener to the show. I don't think that she would have swiped and chatted with Jake if she wasn't already in on Jake. I don't think she would have been like, I'm still deciding.
Right.
You know what I
So
mean?
she thinks she decided sex.
I think that she decided early on that sex was going to happen. But, of course, Jake wants to make everything convenient for him. So he suggested
Come to me.
go to a bar within walking distance of where I live. He met her at that bar. They had a few drinks, and then they walked back to his place to watch some stupid movie that no one's heard of. And then during the movie, they started up and had sex.
You ever see Anime in a Shack?
And she's like, sure, I don't know.
Right, I got it.
And then they had sex, and they're going to see each other again.
She wanted the novelty of Jake the Nerd.
I'm sure she wanted to see the Jake Shack.
I agree. There's no chance he left Burbank for the date. The date 100% happened in Burbank, probably within a 3-block radius of where he lives.
At first, I thought he was going to go to that taco place he won't shut up about.
Oh, right.
Because he found a new taco place right down the street from where he lives.
That's what I ate right before.
Okay. So I thought he took her there, but I guess he went there beforehand.
Allie, you know what? Knowing Jake, you could have gone there beforehand and during and after. All right, Omar, what's your guess? Jake the Nerd's big Tinder date. Where'd he go?
Well, I
How
think,
far did he go?
Allie's absolutely right. She had already made a decision that she was going to go all the way with Jake, so they definitely had sex.
Like she's into oddities.
Yeah. And as far as the date, I think they just, they met somewhere. They went on a hike. I know Jake's a big hiker. I think they just wanted to get to know each other, so they went on a hike somewhere.
Hike.
Yeah.
Interesting. We can hike for a 3-block radius around this taco truck. All right, I'm going to let Maria play along with us because she asked a question. Maria, where did he go? How far did he go on the date? You're a woman. Maybe you give a different opinion.
I'm a woman, too.
Shut up, sir. Go ahead, Maria.
I think that he took her to that bar that he always frequents,
Mm-hmm.
and he took Kibby, and I think that they did go all the way.
Also, 3 guesses for all the way.
Yeah, I think so.
Platinum Jake.
Also
He's all
because
backed
Jake
up.
would be like, so what are we doing here?
Right.
He would be like, if we're going to do this, let's do it.
Kimberly, you got to ask a question as well. I'll let you take a guess. Where'd he go? How far did he go on the date?
I think he went to the same place, the bar that they said probably had 2 or 3 shots, and got a little tipsy, maybe had another buzzball at his place, and then went all the way.
310 has an interesting guess on the text line. I'm going to guess that she went to second base with Jake's boobs, which is a great guess.
Motorboat?
That she felt Jake up for a change.
Cool.
All right, Jake, listen, I think it's very clear.
And with all this, we are very happy for you if you did get laid.
He didn't get laid. I'm pretty confident about that. He did have a pep in his step today, but I think it's just because he keeps losing all that weight.
Right. Natural pep.
I think that it did involve a park with his dog, because he probably had to go to the park anyway for his dog. Jake doesn't prioritize the dates, as you know. So it was, I'm going to take the dog out to the park if you want to come meet Kibby. They were at a park.
I don't think his dog can walk anymore, though.
Oh, yeah, she's all atrophied out because he just carries her around, lugs her around that cleave.
I think.
So I'm going to say, I still think that it was a park date.
Okay.
It was definitely a free date. You ate before, so you didn't offer to buy her any food at all. And then after walking in the park, I think you said something like, you want to just come back to my place. She probably wanted to see the Jake Shack to see if it was anything like we talk about on the radio.
Yeah.
And I don't think there was, I'm trying to think, did she feel... I don't think there was hooking up at all. I think it was like a friendship thing, and she's probably also asking for a refund from Tinder.
Apparently there are hints on Jake's Instagram story. Was this the woman who was dancing on Jake's IG story? If any of us followed him on Instagram, that would have been helpful information.
Seems a little... I don't think I follow Jake. That seems a little premature to be posting the person you went on one date with already.
Look at her, look!
We're Instagram official. I've known her for 11 minutes. Is that the same girl, Jake?
No.
Oh, it's different. Whoa, look
the
at
party
you.
I went to on Saturday night.
You're a real platinum man, making his way around town.
Platinum man.
All right.
Hello, I'm
Jake,
Mr. Platinum.
Are any of us exactly right?
No.
Okay.
Wow.
Moment of truth now. Where did you go?
And how disappointing is this going to be?
How far?
So disappointing.
How far did you go on this brand new Tinder date over the weekend?
Well, I tried to make plans with her on Saturday, but she was busy. So we made plans for Sunday, and I said, well, I play in a weekly card tournament on Sundays. You want to meet up after that?
It's so much worse.
that you said to her, I cannot accommodate this date. I have a weekly Magic the Gathering event I go to?
He said, yeah, well, I didn't say Magic the Gathering. I just said cards. And then I said, I'll be done like around 3 or 4. And she's like, I'll be available around 5. Does that work? And I said, sure. So we met at 5 at the bar across the street from cards.
Did I not call it? The place that is the most convenient for him?
Of course, the most convenient.
Okay, then what?
So you walked across the street. How many times during Magic the Gathering did you tell everyone you were going to meet a real woman, a real human woman afterwards?
Yeah, I have a girl waiting.
About it.
Have a girl waiting for me at the bar.
Yeah, if you need me after this.
You know, after this tournament, I got a date.
So you went over to the bar next door.
Well, first I went and got tacos because I had some time to kill. And then I went home and changed because I get sweaty playing cards.
Oh, my God.
I love you.
All right,
And
so
then?
you're all covered in sweat. You change. You go, and then you go to the bar.
Now I go to the bar, and she shows up, and I have a beer, and I buy her a vodka tonic, and we sit and have a good conversation.
And in person, what's your first impression? Because I know sometimes the profile pic doesn't, fit the real life person.
I thought she looked exactly like her profile pic.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, like she showed up and gave me a hug right away. I bought her a drink. We sat there and had a good conversation, and then I walked her to her car and gave her a hug goodbye, and that was it.
Whoa.
You think there was going to be any conversation of meeting up again, or?
There could be, but I kind of got more of a friend vibe from her. She was a nice lady.
I thought Tinder was the app where it's like sex is like guaranteed. I'm like, what?
I thought it was just for hooking up.
I think the tagline for Tinder is creator of zero friendships.
Right.
You're the only one who found a friend.
What are you doing, dude?
I'm good at it.
You bought a platinum friend from Tinder?
Worth every penny.
Wait, why did you get the vibe, Jake?
Did you tell her about the shirt change?
Of course not. Why would I tell her that?
Jake, why?
I won my tournament, though.
Oh, God. That's it right there. Just hear the sounds for drying up on the spot.
Oh, my God.
And she was a fan of Kibby.
Yeah. So you brought your dog on the date, too.
Of course.
Of course. He brings her everywhere.
And
so did she say anything to the effect of we should do this again?
No.
Did she say we shouldn't do this again?
She didn't say that either. I'm sure if I invite her to like a concert or something, she would go.
Did she speed away when she got into her car?
I didn't see that, but I did hear tire screech.
Here is the audio of the date ending. Let's take a listen. All right. I think that went well. All right.
Bye-bye, friends.
All right. Well, Jake, congratulations.
Yeah, good for you.
What a story. Man, that's a platinum man right there. Jake the Nerd on KROQ. What a date, huh? got lots to get into. We got to crack that bottle of tequila. Vanessa brought us back from Mexico, even though we do believe it's part of a big tequila scam that's been affecting tourists there for a while, where they bring you tequila tasting, give you a bunch of low-level, real bad tasting stuff, only so then they can break out a bottle of, quote, the good stuff.
And they give you diarrhea.
And then you get diarrhea. So that's what happened to Vanessa. She shared all about it earlier in the show. If you missed it, check out the podcast. It goes with the show. But we did decide that we should start drinking because we will be watching this panty haul video that Ally posted on YouTube. And the original just reviews of this, Ally, is that you are no longer a frump. You are a full-blown hottie.
Just so you guys know, I'm not drunk. But I just saw the Instagram post of Ally posting of her granny panties. But I gotta say, yo, Ally, you're a hottie, girl. Yeah, girl, you're a 10.
A lot of people stealing the verbiage from the Bud Light Bros, saying you a 10. So the Granny Panty video haul is officially up on YouTube. We're going to give it its first official view, but we got to throw back some of this tequila first, and then that'll be coming up this morning on the show. So if you're, you got some downtime.
According to Curry Keto on YouTube, who commented, "My eyes, my eyes," you might not agree.
Well, listen, I think it's very brave of you. People use that word brave a lot. Running into a burning building to save a child or a cat, that's some people's definition of brave.
As I look at me pulling these granny panties over my fupa, brave is the first word that comes to mind.
Ally is legitimately as brave gets. And it's up on YouTube now, KROQ. This is all our way of saying thank you for helping us cross 100,000 subs. Not that it matters if there's that many people. We only care that it's you. But the reality is that Ally said she would do it. We didn't think we'd cross that number on Friday. We were many hundreds away. We crossed the number. Surprisingly, we're still, even after that video got posted, over 100,000. I thought we would have lost a few for sure.
Yeah, that's true. We haven't lost anybody. I'm shocked.
We're going to come back. We'll do some news, drink some tequila, watch the panty haul video. Big morning plan. And this is just Monday. Can you imagine?
Where will we go from here?
This is going to be an exciting week, so we'll be right back with that and more after this.
Klein Ally Show. The world famous Klein Ally Show. KROQ. KROQ.
And the question we have for you right now as we try to save society is, which couple out there is the biggest dick couple? And when we use the word dick, we're not meaning it in the way that Pee Wee Herman would use it. We're meaning it more in this couple, maybe
in that case, do be a dick.
Yeah, maybe you like them. Maybe they're a fine couple, you hang out with them, but there's something about that couple that just they fit into a couple that is, society could do better without. And there's some clear ones coming through already on the text line. We'll get to your calls as well. Our favorite nominee, we will invite you to join us this Friday with some lift tickets.
818 wanted to nominate right out the gate the couple that walks way too slowly together.
Oh.
Whether it's at a grocery store or on a sidewalk, they are so oblivious to the fact that they're blocking everyone from getting by, but they don't care because they're so in love.
Hey, Sophia, it is officially the most romantic time of the year, only 2 weeks and a few days away from Valentine's Day. It's all about them couples. Which couple would you like to nominate right out of the gate as biggest dick?
All right, here goes to Maria and Dan.
Well, you don't have to give specific. You don't have to give specific names.
You suck!
But what did Maria and Dan do that you think make them a terrible couple?
Okay, so I didn't mean to do that. Okay, when me and Maria, we make plans, and without any notice, she brings along her boyfriend.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, the invite without asking.
Well,
I don't like that either.
It's the couple that can't do anything separate. So even if it's clearly an event where it would not be a couple event, it's always the one couple that for whatever reason shows up together.
But they don't say anything in advance, like that the boyfriend's going to be there.
Right, and it was probably pretty clear. Like she was thinking, girls' night, we'll get drinks. And they're like, oh, there's Dan.
And let me
Thanks,
guess,
Maria.
Dan's boring.
Yes.
Okay, great. We got it. Yeah, that's
Like
an
if Dan
interesting-
was cool, then they wouldn't say anything about it.
Yeah, I know a couple like this. I think they finally broke up, but it became almost a joke that it didn't matter. We almost would set up the events to go, let's see how far we can push this to see if she still comes with him. So we'd be like, if we set up golf, she couldn't possibly show up. There's only 4 people in the group. So
then
we'd
she'll
say
show
golf,
up?
and then she'd show up.
What?
And we're
Would
like,
she
"What?"
play?
No. She was like, I'll just hang out. We're like, what is going on here?
Don't you have a better thing? Like,
Don't you have 2 cars or something?
Yeah, oh my God.
Mark, all right, open nominees. Don't be a dick couples, as we're officially entering the most romantic time of the year. Our favorite one, we'll get some tickets to join us Friday, Ditch Day, Snow Song. What's up?
Yeah, the couple that shows up to the function, like already deep in conversation, and then when you get there, you can't even add to their conversations because they're just constantly going at it. You can't even add to anything that they're saying.
Interesting. So they're in their own stratosphere.
Like a fight?
Yes, exactly.
Well, fighting couple is a different sort of couple, I would argue, than what he's saying. He's saying a couple that is kind of oblivious to the fact that now
Other
there's
people have entered the conversation.
Others around now, and they're
Right.
still kind of in that A-B conversation. The fighting couple, which is an interesting one as well, obviously, are the couple that everything could set them off, and one of them's always mad at the other one.
Yeah, but one that I like even more, 626 put in on the text line, is the couple that seems very happy together, but then when they're alone, they will talk crap about the other person in the relationship to you.
Yeah.
You
that's a
know,
good
it's
one,
like,
too.
well, he always does this, he always does that. And then the girlfriend comes over and she's like, well, he blah, blah, blah. You know, they're always crapping on each other, but then when they're together, it seems like they're, quote, happy.
Right, publicly, they look very happy. Hey, Ryan on KROQ, don't be a dick. Talking couples now as we are in the most romantic time of the year. Which couple do you like the least?
Yeah, I like to nominate the couple that has to plan a double date and fights every single time a date is planned. Not even an hour goes by, and there has to be an argument for the most pettiest thing.
It's interesting.
For
'cause
example,
sometimes
you
that's
didn't wake me up for Disneyland.
Yeah, sometimes that's the glue that keeps that couple together, is the fact that they're so heated. Because they always say not fighting at all is a big red flag. If you're not fighting at all, that means kind of you're both checked out. But
yeah,
if you're
but then
fighting,
there's always fighting.
you're fighting constantly about every little thing. And it's always interesting, too, because I've sat next to, like, people at restaurants before where there's a couple that's been together for a while and then, like, a new couple. And the new couple's getting along because they still like each other. And then the couple that's been together for a while is like, look at your future.
Yeah. Oh, the steak. Well, you shouldn't get the steak. You're not going to eat it. You have a heart thing.
Right. George, KROQ, welcome. It's Don't Be a Dick Couples. Our favorite nominee will get tickets to join us Ditch Day. What do you got for us?
Hello, guys. How are you doing?
Doing fine.
So the couples that talk to themselves like babies, one to each other, and they also talk in third person.
Give me an example of the first, the baby talk, please.
So, so let's imagine John and Katie, and John is like, "Hello, how are you doing?" And the other one is like, "I'm good, baby, I'm good." And they talk to each other like that. They're like, "Oh, baby bear," and they're talking one to each other like that.
Keep going. I'm still unclear.
Give us a few more examples, if you could.
Like, "Oh, you were talking about the steak," and they're like, "Oh, you're a big boy. You would like to eat the steak today?" And they're talking like that, and you're like, "What is going on with these guys?"
Uh-huh.
Do you have an example of what that would sound like?
What did he say?
Do you have an example of what that would sound like?
So it's just like that. They go on and on and on like that, and you're on the other table hearing them, and it's kind of really uncomfortable to hear that.
Right. And if they were by themselves on the bed doing pillow talk, how would that sound?
Like in the phone?
Yeah.
Oh, it would be the same.
Yeah, give me an example.
All right. So they will be like, "Oh, you're working today? You're working? When are you gonna be home? I'm waiting for you. I'm waiting for you. I want to see you today," and things like that. You know?
Right.
Yeah.
And
if one of them ordered a donut and the other one wanted to try the donut, what would that sound like?
oh my God. Can you please give me a piece of your donut? I really want a piece of your donut.
Right. I get it. Starting to make sense out. Right. All right.
I find that really annoying.
Yes.
Right.
I could see. It sounds like it. All
We
right.
can understand
All
now.
right,
I think
that's-
we have a clear picture.
I get that one now.
But we'll
Yeah.
come back to you
Yeah,
later.
yeah. Think of a good example, George, so we can role play a situation. We'll get back to you in a second. Daniel on KROQ, good morning. Don't be a dick. What's up?
Morning. What's happening, guys?
Looking for nominees for the biggest dick couples. As a result, tickets up for grabs, and we're going to save society by eliminating one of these couples once and for all. What's up?
So I hate the couples that when you're at dinner and this couple, they're having such a good time that they have to make sure everybody around them knows it. They're joking around and trying to make everybody else kind of envious of their happy relationship when, sometimes I'm having a real conversation about I forgot eggs or toothpaste, from the grocery store.
Yeah, I get it.
I wonder what that would sound like.
George, back to George. George, if the couple you're talking about is having a conversation about eggs or toothpaste, how would that sound? George?
Does the baby ones his eggs like these? Scrambled?
All right.
With the toothpaste?
All right, hold on.
Great. Okay.
Different.
Good nominee as well.
We have a different George on the phone right now. He will not. He's playing for second place. But go ahead. Other George from the 562. What's up?
Yeah. My deal is the younger person that thinks they're a life coach offering you advice on how to raise your
that's a
kids.
good one.
Yes, that's a great nominee.
Like, I found the person of my dreams
Right.
because I did this.
Oh,
you know?
yes, the couple that thinks they can answer all of your questions. They know their relationship has made it 5 years successfully, so they are the
They
gurus
figured out life,
of
yeah.
relationships. And panty hole videos. Need we say more? That's all coming up this morning here at KROQ. We will get into your news, and then the very first thing we do as we kick off the 9 o'clock hour is get you some tickets to a private show with Slightly Stupid, the helpful Honda Soundspace, happening May 14th. Also get to see them a second time, since you probably won't remember the first time, at Cali Vibes, June 7th and 8th. And we'll do that for you at 9, noon, 3, and 6 all day long, all week long, right here on KROQ. That is coming up. But first, your news.
Grab your Adderall. It's time for ADD News.
I kind of thought that thieves had veered away from dog snatching. That was quite a trend, I feel like, a year or two ago. And then they moved on to the follow home robberies and stealing copper wire, that kind of thing. Now it seems like they're back to stealing dogs. And this is a viral video that happened locally. This woman left her dog in her Tesla, and she had briefly stepped away from her car at around 9 p.m. She left the Tesla on dog mode. And as you pointed out earlier in the show, Klein, the dog mode is, when it's activated, it says dog mode on the car. So it's kind of easy to tell. I mean, it's easy to tell anyway that there's a dog in the car. And it had the climate control system running. And then when she came back to her car, the passenger side window had been smashed, and the 7-pound dog, it's a Yorkie, had been stolen. And they have this on video because there was some surveillance footage where she parked, and it's like this guy ran up and then smashed the window and then jumped into the car all the way over to the passenger seat and just grabbed it and ran away. It just seems like such a he was so dedicated to stealing that dog.
Yeah.
But it's like, what's going to happen next? It's like when your bike gets stolen, do you see it pop up on OfferUp with a coat of spray paint on it? What happens to that dog?
Hopefully the dog was microchipped and they can maybe do some tracking. But the reality is, I wonder what your game plan is when you steal a dog. It's rarely you steal the dog because you want a dog, because there's plenty of dogs out there you could adopt. So the idea is the guy looking to sell it, or is the guy looking to get the reward money? The reward, no questions asked. If it's a nice car, nice dog, probably, person, take the dog, they'd probably say $1,000, it's an easy $1,000, but still,
I think
you're
selling
right.
the dog would be less risky and you'd make more money.
Yeah, but who's buying a dog I've seen this before, especially when I walk around Hollywood. Someone that's just has one random dog, and they're like, by the way, dog's for sale. I mean, it's like buying a kid's bicycle from an adult that's just standing in the middle of the street. Clearly, it's a stolen bike.
But they put them online. And a lot of people, if they're looking for a pet, you're just doing searches online. You can see them from anywhere in the country. And then it's like, oh, here's a dog actually that's local, and how cute is it? And then they have a little profile of the dog, and then you don't know who you're getting connected with.
I just ask that you do a one extra level of just due diligence to try to get a sense of if the person is legitimate. I would feel
Didn't you
terrible.
get your dog from a puppy mill or whatever?
From a farm in.
Same
thing.
No, all the way in
farm
where they breed those specific
It's
dogs,
called
right?
Stolen Dog Farm, and let's just not ask
How many
any more
questions
questions.
did you ask?
This
And you
was-
say you
wasn't my
adopted it
dog.
because
It
it's
was
cheap.
my wife's dog. It was before I even knew her, before she got the dog.
Yeah,
And
but then your new dog you got from the same weird farm,
no,
right?
no, different farm. This farm was no longer accepting people across country. You had to live in Maryland. They wanted you to live in the state you got the dog. It was a weird thing. This one was from a different puppy
They were no
mill.
longer accepting
Right.
you because you were going to rat on them.
That's right. I was going to rat him out.
All right, I know a lot of people were at Pizza City Fest this weekend, but who was at the Great Sperm Race of 2025? I talked about this a couple weeks ago. It took place over the weekend in downtown LA, and it seems like there was a venue change because it was supposed to take place one place, and then the video looks like an entire different location.
Talk
but
about shady. That whole thing was weird. They're supposed to be at the Palladium to do this event. Then it gets canceled. We're supposed to have the guy on our show.
and then he canceled at the last
Did
minute.
he go?
And we were like,
whatever happened? I know, Vanessa, you were out last week, so I don't know, Johnny maybe, but I think the guy just like either canceled on us
well,
or
he
ghosted
said he wasn't
us.
feeling well, and he asked if we could do the next day. And then we were like, this thing seems like it's not happening anyway because it was the Palladium said this event has been canceled. But we didn't know why it had been canceled. My hunch was that there's some kind of a legal issue with the actual event.
Sperm racing, because it was a student from UCLA who was battling the sperm of a student from USC.
Student,
Right.
yeah. And it took place. A bunch of people showed up. There were a lot of technical issues, but when they did the title match, they had both of the guys. They did like a whole weigh-in thing. They did the hype up, and then they had the guys both do their thing into a cup. Then a guy in a lab coat took the cups, got syringes out, and then simultaneously released the syringes into the track at the exact same time. So this is how it went. It's a very short race.
We are live in Los Angeles. 3, 2, 1, and here we go. 2 entries.
Oh, they're going. Who's winning?
Once they enter the chamber, we are
Are you guys
live.
ready? Oh my
All
God.
of those years of YouTube.
Who is that?
The feminist. The 800 credit score. Jimmy is long gone. Those swimmers aren't even on the screen. This is a microscopic masterclass. Noah, where are you? We can't find him.
What?
Wow. I don't know what happened there at all. But I
Really? You couldn't hear it?
Yes, I could hear it very loudly, but I have no idea which sperm won. They didn't do a great...
USC.
Oh,
The Trojans.
USC. All right, congratulations.
I need to be in the next one. That
Yeah.
sounds awesome.
Oh,
It was so funny. And then they're like, Noah has won. We can't find Noah. It's like
He's dead as soon as he was done.
Noah. Yeah, Noah
passed
was already
out,
taking a nap, or he had already picked
Oh, we
somebody
got to
up.
do Klein versus Seacrest.
I would happily do it.
Dude.
Seacrest, you listening? I will battle you right now. I promise you my sperm is faster than yours, and I'll put $1 million on the line.
Look,
Hear
Klein
that, Seacrest?
did beat the sperm count for a white rhino one
That's
time.
right. I did one time, Klein versus the rhino, and
Yeah.
that rhino is now extinct.
And if he battled one white rhino, he can battle one white millionaire.
Listen up, Seacrest. I'm looking at you. $1 million. My sperm versus your sperm. Let's go, pal.
Fun!
Loser drinks.
All right. Would you tip at a fast food restaurant? This was just surveyed, and some people say that I don't know where this is happening, but they say that they are seeing tip screens now at drive-thrus. And 12% of people say that they do tip when they are going through a drive-thru or at a fast food restaurant.
Fast food like McDonald's? Fast
Yeah.
food?
And about
Food's so expensive now. Like, really? We got to tip on top of that?
I know, but then some people have these rules where they say, I don't tip if I pay before I eat. And unless they make less than minimum wage, there is no reason to tip at a fast food restaurant. And you recall the minimum wage increase, especially for fast food workers.
Yep.
A lot of them are making $20 an hour now. But people say that they are starting to see these tip screens at fast food places. Is it going to change your mind?
Well, the tip screens are so prevalent now everywhere you go, and I think you just end up getting into some sort of a weird autopilot where you just go either skip every time if you're one of the skip people, or you just go the minimum option every time, which used to be 10%, then became 15. Now it feels like 20 is the new minimum they offer you. And I think no one wants to come across as being cheap, so everyone just usually goes, ugh, I'm annoyed to do this. I don't want to do this, but I feel like whatever. I'll just go ahead and hit the minimum every time.
Those food stands at Coachella, they had they all have the screens,
Sure.
and Katie bought something and tipped like $10 on one dish, and I was like, whoa, what happened there, honey? And she was like, well, it was the screen. I don't know, that was the lowest
was
option.
the screen.
I was like, Katie,
Blame
There's
the screen.
other.
yeah, or custom amounts.
Yeah, but no one wants to do math. No one wants to figure it out. Also, we're very hangry at that time, so we're making bad decisions anyway.
So like you just paid 10 extra bucks?
Yeah, they really got us by the balls, those tip screens, man. They're generating so much money. It's just out of control.
Whoever created that smiley face system, they're probably a millionaire now.
We get into a brand new hour of the show. No tipping required, but we will be giving you something right now.
Klein Ally Show. 106.7 KROQ FM in HD Pasadena, Los Angeles, Orange County. This is the world famous KROQ.
Good morning. Welcome to a brand new week. It's Monday. It's just after 9 o'clock. And here's what we have in store for you if you want to spend some of your time with us on KROQ. Every morning, midday, afternoon, and evening. Tickets to a private show with Slightly Stupid here at the Helpful Honda Sound Space on May 14th. Also get to see them a second time. Or you'll fool yourself into thinking it's the first time at Cali Vibes, June 7th and 8th. And that is a stacked lineup. Kid Cudi, you just heard a moment ago during that sperm race. Then you got Dirty Heads and Slightly Stupid, Friends, Stick Figure, Ludacris, Iration, Rome, Cypress Hill. The list goes on and on. So if you want in, call it 20 right now. Let's make it happen for you at 800-520-1067 this hour on the show. You can drink this bottle of tequila that Vanessa brought us back from Mexico, even though we're pretty sure she fell for a multi-million-dollar tequila scam that has been scamming tourists for many, many years. She claims she did not, but just so you know, Allie did just scan the QR code on the bottle, Vanessa. It doesn't go anywhere, which is one of the telltale signs you're involved in a tequila scam.
It goes to some kind of a web address that just says this information that's on the bottle.
Right.
So it just says the name of it and like some kind of an item number.
Yeah.
Like something that I guess you would maybe present to customs. I don't know. It's just like an information page.
It's very questionable, to say the least. But it won't stop us from drinking it anyway.
Oh,
so
no.
we got that to get to. We will give Allie's... I have not watched Allie's panty haul video yet, her granny panty haul video, but I will get to see that this hour as well. Probably the biggest regret of my life, so we'll watch that together. And so much more. I'll pick up caller 20 next on KROQ. KROQ, we are Klein Ally Show. Let's go ahead and make someone's day instantly better as we say hello to caller 20, which puts us in Newport Beach, and say hi to Erica. Good morning, Erica.
Good morning.
You are caller 20. There's the good news.
Woo!
Better news, you'll get to see Slightly Stupid not once but twice here at KROQ, and then again at Cali Vibes Fest. Hold on, all right?
Yes, thank you.
Hey, thank you, and enjoy them tickets. Another chance to win coming up again today at noon with, I think Nicole's back, but I have no idea the schedule of the DJs here at KROQ. Nicole, and then, of course, Kevin Ryder will have more tickets for you because he's back on KROQ. Allie's cracking open that bottle of tequila right now.
Guys, I actually can't open this.
Why can't you open it?
I don't know. It's impossible.
It's
tried
impossible to
several times.
open? Someone come in here and open this bottle of tequila.
It's
soldered
shut.
Do you have to have a, maybe it's because it's not even real tequila, Vanessa. Did you buy,
It's
real tequila.
It's not that hard to open. There you go. It
you.
came right off there. Just get a man to do it, Allie. So much for all your women's lib crap. Took that right off. So,
it all comes down to this. Who can open this bottle?
What?
Does it smell like tequila?
Smells definitely like tequila. Vanessa, I just want to point out, because apparently many tourists before you have been scammed. And this is a tequila you bought just off of your cruise at the Port of Call. Is that correct?
I bought it in Puerto Vallarta.
Right. And what did they tell you to convince you that this was a...
They didn't have to convince me. I was drunk. I was like, I need a gift for my coworkers. Give me a bottle.
Did you yell everything like that at all times?
Yes, I already said yes.
Yes.
When I'm happy, I'm yelling.
I know, I love it. And then they had offered you another bottle that was more expensive, right?
Oh, yeah. But I was like, sir, 164? You're crazy.
Uh-huh.
Now-
And so they gave you this one instead?
Well, then I went to another store.
Ah,
See, this,
got it.
Yeah, this was her, once again, saying that she was not going to buy us the expensive bottle. Listen to this. This was her.
So I was about to get you guys a bottle of tequila, but the guy thought I was stupid, and I was like, it's for my coworker.
$140.
$140. I was like, sir, come on, buddy.
So why do you think that guy thought you were stupid?
Because I've never heard of a tequila bottle cost that much.
They have some bottles of tequila are like thousands of dollars.
Oh,
aren't
yeah.
they?
You get a nice one of those rarities, or a Costa Azul could be expensive, or a Don Julio, a 1942 will run you $150 a bottle, maybe more.
Wow.
You buy that in Vegas at a club, they could charge $750 for the same bottle.
And that's
maybe
for
more.
Don Julio. Think about Ron Julio.
And think of the brother. And now this brand I've never heard of before, Blanco.
Because it's straight from Mexico.
Isla
not from
Maya,
here.
and there's a picture of a lighthouse on the bottle. Island Tequila, it's called. 38% alcohol volume, and the label itself has got a barcode on it, a QR code. Ali scanned it, doesn't really go to anything. It's got some stickers on there. Now, according to Reddit threads, there's quite a few, quote, cheap tequilas that get put in bottles and sold at high markups to tourists because they think they're getting something very exclusive that you could only find in Mexico. Did they tell you that you could only find this in Mexico?
Yes. They told me that the tequila in Mexico doesn't have the additives that are added here.
Yes.
Which I believe that.
Right. You definitely believe that.
Oh, well,
Now,
to be
there's
fair,
nothing
in
on it that
Vanessa's
says organic.
defense, she did go into a store. It wasn't like someone just walked up to her off the street and said, here, buy this tequila. She went in trying to buy something to a legitimate store.
You claimed that this was all organic, right?
I claim that it's agave 100%. I don't remember, but I do know that it's just like the main thing that I remember was no additives, whatever that means.
Here's how excited she was when she finally purchased us this bottle.
I got you a bottle, $65.
Sounds
So-
like she's already trying to sell it.
Yeah. Did you try to resell this on the cruise?
All right, so pour some
Allie,
for us.
Allie and I are going to have a glass. Now, we don't
And
know.
Vanessa had a very specific way we're supposed to drink this,
Yes.
according to this.
So you're going to inhale, take the shot, and
Clench your
then
butthole.
exhale.
Yeah, clench your butthole.
Say it again. Say the part we have to do again about the butthole.
Stop it. You inhale, take the shot, and then exhale.
If you look at it, you can see there's actually things floating in it. Do you see that? It's
organic, dude.
Are those the non-additives?
Those are the
That could
non-additives.
have just been the glass.
No. I can see it in the bottle too. There's actually, you can see thick particles floating in the bottle of tequila.
No.
Clear to me.
Yeah,
I don't think so.
Maybe you pay extra for those. All right, so we're about to drink the Ron Julio, Don's brother. Very expensive stuff. You can only buy it in Mexico. And they say that a lot of way they work is they let you taste some stuff that's not great. Then they bring out, quote, a better tasting, even though it's still bottom shelf, and then say, now taste how pure this is. And at that point, you've already tasted the gasoline of tequila, so the pure one they pour for you go, oh, wow, that is better. I can taste it. And then they go, that's that's a very expensive bottle.
Tequila,
but that one, all right, so so what do we need to do to drink this tequila?
Take shot, exhale. Inhale.
Oh, inhale, then take the shot, then
Okay,
exhale.
ready? 1,
Okay, here we
2,
go.
3.
That is
That's
garbage.
very nice.
It's garbage.
Oh, Clyde, you don't get any gifts.
That is
Allie, tell the truth. That was very nice. Continue.
I can taste the notes and the non-additives.
Exactly.
It's good. It's very smooth, and it has a lot of flavor.
That is absolute trash tequila.
Really?
I know bad tequila. I know good tequila. I know bad tequila. That is bad tequila.
Because you're a fancy boy that pays American prices.
Boom. We'll sell this to you. $65. $65.
All right,
Come on,
bring it over
Americans.
there. I'll buy it.
The highly anticipated and exciting Cali Vibes Festival returns this year.
Slightly Stupid will headline the 2-day music festival.
Once again, Slightly Stupid from the Completely Stupid KROQ. It's your only way in to a private show with Slightly Stupid in the help behind the sound space at KROQ. We don't mean to be blunt, but win. And you'll see him again when we roll the tickets up with passes to Cali Vibes. June 7th and 8th, Marina Green Park in Long Beach. Also featuring...
Hey, I'm on vacation.
Dirty Heads, Stick Figure, Iration, Pepper, Cypress Hill performing Black Sunday, and more. Courtesy of Golden Voice and KROQ. What could go wrong?
What's up? This is Miles from Slightly Stupid. This is Jared from the Dirty Heads. This is Be Real, the Buddha Master from Cypress Hill, and you're listening to the world famous KROQ.
World Famous KROQ. Powered by Smoke Flower, an OC original and LA-made streetwear brand.
Final day of September. There's some more news. Take it or leave it. We're entering the tail end of ASO, the greatest 3-month span of the year, August, September, October. We're getting into the O part of it, so get ready for that. And speaking of O part of it, Oasis tickets coming up at 9 o'clock this morning, again at noon, 3 and 6. You'll win them all day for the shows just announced happening at the Rose Bowl in Pasadena. But first, Allie would like to admit that she was wrong, and it takes a big woman
Thank you.
It takes a big woman with an even bigger laptop to admit that they were wrong about something. And we found some audio of a claim you made on these airwaves.
I'm not admitting I'm wrong, by the way. I don't know where you expect me to do that. There were other extraneous circumstances that came into play after the fact.
You, back in July, whenever Prime Day was, I finally got myself a computer because mine crapped out after like a decade. And you also had a crappy computer, and you decided...
It's an old computer that also has had a significant amount of water damage. I spilled an entire bottle of water on it about 3 or 4 years ago, and I'm amazed it's lasted as long as it has.
When you first talked about this situation, I just want you to hear the reaction that Omar gave you, because we were laughing at you and saying that this was a terrible idea many months ago, and now, as you have now just had to purchase a new computer... It's clear that we were right.
It was a decision I made at
It's
game
clear
time.
that we were right and you were wrong. But here, this is audio from, I'm going to play this to you. This is from back in July.
I also have an old-ass computer, but instead of buying a new computer, I settled on buying a new battery because the main problem that my...
Now, that laughter from Omar is what we're all thinking, which is...
That's laughter support. Right, Omar?
Nope.
That's him laughing, knowing that in a few months we would get this exact story we're about to get right now, because he knows how ridiculous it is. So much so that Friday, on the Friday Flex segment on the show, Ally decided to flex about her plan. Listen to this.
With Prime Day being a big part of the week and Americans spending a record number of billions of dollars on stuff that when you really think about it, you don't need. I got out of this week only spending $44 on Amazon. My computer is a piece of crap as well, and I was like, maybe I should do what Klein did and get a new computer. And I was looking through, and I wasn't really happy with the deals I was seeing, so I ended up buying for $44 a battery.
Ally,
that I can put in my computer,
sad.
And it's basically new. Gets here on Sunday. Flex.
It's not a flex. This will backfire on you, and you will wish you had just gotten
No,
a
it comes
computer.
in a little kit.
And now all
Fine,
the computers,
I have a kit.
all the computers that were marked way down that are back to regular price now, you're going to get screwed and have to pay full price. You had a little laugh there, Ally. That was a few months ago.
And we didn't even detail the problems I had with the kit when it arrived.
Oh, right.
I had a lot of problems installing the battery.
Yeah,
I had to go to Best Buy and go to the Genius
Right.
Bar or whatever, and they wouldn't help me because it was a third-party
Right.
item.
So
and
go
all this
ahead,
stuff.
Ally. The floor
Eventually, I got the battery in.
The floor is yours now. Now here we are. Fast forward to the end of September, and this was back in July, so not too many.
I blame Apple for this because every time they make an announcement about a new product, I think that all of our products start degenerating, and my computer started experiencing some other issues where it was getting slower and slower and slower. It wasn't holding a charge anymore, and every time I pressed the O button, it pressed like 5 O's, and it was getting really difficult to do my job. So this weekend, I decided it's time for a new computer. But here's the thing.
So your battery experiment was a total fail.
But the battery, I didn't realize at the time, was just one symptom of a much larger problem. At the time, the battery was the biggest issue.
No, we all told you that. We said bad battery is usually an indication that the computer's got a bunch of stuff it's trying to figure out, and the battery is just the first place you notice it.
Well, you don't know that until you replace the battery.
Oh, my God. You won't admit you're wrong. It's crazy because
So anyway,
if anyone were to look at the details of this, they would go, well, Ally will finally just admit she was completely wrong and should have taken the advice of her coworkers.
I got 2 extra months out of my computer.
Oh,
okay, it was an end of life.
Yeah,
decision.
but endless times of frustration. I
There
sent
were
some audio
hours.
to Ally or something, and she's like, she was trying to download some software, and it took her like 10 minutes, and I was like, dude, this should take you seconds.
It
to
took
get
me
to
10
this-
minutes to open my email.
Oh my God!
So that I could check if you had sent it to me.
It was crazy.
There is that moment, though, when you know whatever it is, your phone, your computer, like, there's no choice but to move on. But
Yes, my days were numbered. It was the end. It was like I should have put it out of its misery.
Yeah,
So
we all said that.
I know. So I got a computer online, and I got it at Best Buy or whatever. I went and picked it up. And here's the thing: is I don't really. I also blame myself for being gay because I don't know inches anymore.
Yeah.
I don't know sizes. I'm not a size queen, and so I don't know the difference between 13, 14, and 16 inches. I decided, you know what? This is a new computer. I want it to, I want a bigger screen. I'm going to go 16-inch. And I got a MacBook Pro, and this thing is enormous.
It's so big.
It's so heavy.
Yeah.
I'm so paranoid that I'm going to drop it because
it's funny watching you lug it around.
It's just so, it's like having a television set.
Yeah,
It's just insane. It's overwhelming,
It's
and I don't
almost
know what to
past
do.
the point of portable. I think you just
it
have to
really
set
is.
up.
I think I accidentally bought a desktop.
Yeah. So anyway, that's once again just
Battery works great though. I've been using it all weekend.
Yeah,
It's not even halfway done.
because you didn't put it in because the geniuses put it in.
That's a great idea, Klein. I should put a new battery in this thing. I
No,
think
you
it needs one.
You definitely should not.
I got a kit.
So you are wrong.
I was not wrong at the time.
How much would you have saved if you bought this computer back then?
I don't know because I don't think they had this computer on the Prime Day deal. By the
Oh.
way, Prime Day is coming up next week.
Yeah, you also missed your Prime Day window because if you had just waited another week, I think Prime Day starts
I couldn't
again.
wait another week, Klein. It was impossible.
It's unbelievable.
It would have taken 7 hours to get ADD News together.
You middled yourself between the two Prime
I
Days.
did.
It's kind of funny. The other rules are in that gray area, and I think as it pertains to age where you have to stop doing things, there is a huge discrepancy, and I think some people look around and go, why are these people at this nightclub? They're in their 50s. This must be a mistake. They must have been confused as to where they were. And others go, hey, dude, if you still got it, maybe now is when you finally have some disposable income and you couldn't do this when you were in your 20s or 30s and now you feel like you want to go and flaunt it, or you just feel like you're celebrating. What does it matter what age you are?
It's funny because when I wore a bra and jeans to Coachella and I posted that video, some people commented and said, what are you thinking? You're too old to be doing this.
Okay, and that's a great point. We got a lot of comments. Allie was walking around Coachella, just Coachella in general. Coachella in general, some people say they like Stagecoach because you can kind of graduate out of Coachella and into Stagecoach, which is a
what
weird.
What are you talking about?
That's what some people.
It's all about the music, right?
No, it's about age.
At some point, it was about the music. At other points, people go, you're too old for weekend one Coachella. You're like a weekend two.
It's a totally different crowd.
I would agree. It's all different.
People compare that like that?
Yeah, I think people look at it and go.
People in Klein's circle do.
Wow. Not my circle. I'm talking about general comments, internet
She's
speaking.
not a weekend one person.
That's a different vibe altogether. But just the concept of, I'm too old for Coachella, but I'm going to check out Stagecoach. That people have somehow put an age with it. Now, you would think if you're into country music, you go to Stagecoach. Doesn't matter what age you are. If you're into, whatever Coachella's got cooked up, you go over that. I don't know. You use the expression cooked up.
I think when they added Ed Sheeran, I will tell you, when I was in the crowd for that, it was a very different age group.
Right. And it's weird because, too, you're around a lot of people at these festivals, and then certain artists will just bring a certain amount.
Oh, my
and you
God.
can go, whoa.
There were so many 50-something guys who were jamming to Ed Sheeran. And I say jamming because that's what they said.
Justin, 714 on KROQ. Hi.
Hi, how are you guys?
Good.
I would say trick-or-treating.
All right, that's an interesting one to start with. That's always the discussion every year on Halloween, trick-or-treating. And I always say once you have facial hair and or pubic hair, you are too old to trick-or-treat. That is it's not really an age thing. It's more about where you are. Because you could have a young 13-year-old who's young, and you could have a 13-year-old that looks like more of a man than I do.
See, yeah, it kind of depends.
Doesn't matter how they look, dude. It's all about their mentality. It's like, if they still enjoy it at that age, I mean, I am fine with that. I mean, I think once you're maybe like 16, then
so
it
you
starts
do have
getting
an
a little.
age. So 16 is your age for trick-or-treating.
I mean, really kind of like, if you're if you're all dressed up and you're, having all the Halloween feels and, it's bringing you joy, I have no problem with it. I mean, even if you're 16, 17, I guess.
Yeah, but if you can drive yourself to the trick-or-treating neighborhood.
Right.
I don't think you're a trick-or-treater.
Yeah, let me ask you this, because I've had an adult before, but with no children, an adult in a costume, ring on the doorbell and say trick-or-treat. And I was looking around going, what am I missing here? Is there a kid somewhere? Is it? And they would just enjoyed the trick-or-treating.
What about this very specific experience of waiting in line to meet a Disney character at Disneyland?
What is the age cutoff for that? That's tough, because I also do see sometimes adults doing that.
Oh, yeah. I've seen adults by themselves.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
A grown-ass man.
And ask for an autograph, which is even weirder.
Oh, yeah. And talk in some weird Winnie the Pooh language to the Winnie the Pooh.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, that cutoff's got to be once again 15 at the latest. But if you're with like a younger sibling or a kid or something, then it's unlimited. With a credit card that you have, you should not be waiting in line to meet one of the characters and getting an autograph. Unless you're doing it for a child that's too scared to meet Cruella de Vil or something.
What about something very simple like fart jokes? Do you think you ever get too old for those? Omar, I'm sure you would say no.
No, and Klein would say yes.
No.
I'm over it, right?
No.
When he was like 3 years old, he was like done with fart jokes.
I think that fart jokes are always good if they're a good
no,
fart
you don't.
joke. If they're
Not
a good fart joke.
No, you don't. Shut up. You 100% don't.
All right.
You hate it.
My dog farted the other day.
You don't appreciate
hilarious.
anything about fart jokes.
I love
don't
fart
lie.
jokes.
You do not, sir.
So this is Omar and Klein's big issue.
I don't like fart sound effects on the radio because I think it's
so you don't like fart jokes, period. Dude.
Low
Be honest
hanging
here.
fruit. I think it's low hanging fruit.
If someone farted right now, that would be funny.
Yes. Yeah. When Vanessa's chair makes that noise in the back office when we're having a meeting, and then she goes, "Guys, I know what it sounded like, but I didn't fart." It's funny. That's funny. But that's more of a chair joke than a fart joke.
True.
It's a furniture joke.
It just has to be intelligent enough for you, Klein.
Let me ask you guys this. What is the age
saying something.
that you believe that you are too old to have a roommate?
See, this is tough because I had a roommate until I could afford not to have a roommate. It wasn't about age.
But I'm saying...
And in California, especially Southern California, a lot of people don't have the luxury of not having a roommate. Even grown-ass couples that have lived together or even married have roommates.
We got a guy...
It all depends on the lifestyle you want to live, because I remember I had buddies of mine who were in their 40s, very successful, but they had a mansion that they would split. They all had their own beautiful, like, spacious living areas, but they all were in the same mansion. There was about 4 of them, and they were all roommates, but that's the lifestyle they wanted to live.
They wanted to live like a frat.
And it was like in Huntington Beach on the water.
I'm sure they loved it, and I'm sure anytime one of them met a woman and they're like, and they figure out the situation, the woman was like, he's 43 and he has 3 roommates. But not to judge, because on the phone right now, you currently have roommates, correct?
Correct.
And how many do you have?
I got like 5 Chinese people here.
Right. Okay. This is Pantyhose Greg. And how old are you, Pantyhose Greg?
PHC's going to be 60 this year,
He's going to be 60. Pantyhose Greg is 60, living with 5 roommates. And these are not real roommates, like friends. Omar's talking about friends that live together. You're talking about strangers that you moved in with and you're squatting in their place, right?
I'm not squatting. I'm paying $800.
All right, relax.
You're paying $800 a month?
No,
leave PHG alone.
PHG. Why are you rebranding yourself from Pantyhose Greg? Is that something you and Jake, your manager, worked on together?
I'm not into Jake. He's not doing nothing for this career of mine.
That's what managers do, Greg.
All right. Pantyhose Greg. Didn't Jake get you your comedy show at the Ice House?
Sure did.
No, bro, I went to the comedy class. I've been paying $445 for the Cool Beans comedy class.
Oh, my God, Cool Beans. Hey, here's an idea. How old do you think is too old to be doing stand-up unsuccessfully?
Probably 85 or 90.
Yeah, people, comedians that are not doing great love to. Everyone likes to tell the story of Rodney Dangerfield. That's their that's their guiding light. Because that guy didn't even start doing stand until he was like 45.
Right.
And what a legend he became.
But if you're still working the same rooms, and you're in your 50s, 60s, it's like, when is it just a bad look?
Everyone breaks differently. Cody, go ahead. You're on KROQ. Hi.
Hey, so rowdy house parties with DJs and all that stuff.
Oh, that's a great one.
What's the cutoff for that? You're at an unsanctioned sort of house party vibe, because every once in a while it does feel like most people there are roughly in the same age range. And then if there's one guy that seems 10 years or 20 years older, it's weird. You're like, does that guy own the house?
But attending or throwing.
Right, attending or throwing, different ages. I don't think if you're throwing a party.
Because my mom helped me throw a party when she was in her 40s.
She's the throat goat, though. But that's different because she was trying to be cool for you and your friends.
That was a midlife crisis.
Right. It's totally different. Yeah, everything in the midlife crisis, I guess, is fair game again.
Yeah. But I would say if you are out of your 30s and you're just throwing big house parties where there's a DJ and the cops are being called...
And this is not for any specific occasion, right?
Yeah, it's not like you're at it's like a big celebration. It's just a regular weeknight. That seems like you would outgrow it at some point.
I believe Diddy was in his 40s and he threw some legendary parties, right? Great guy like Diddy.
There you go. Repeat yourself.
Right, that's right.
Some people would even say certain drugs, like you're too old to do cocaine after a certain
okay.
age.
What's the cutoff there?
I would say once you're out of your 40s, you should be done with cocaine.
Really? You put it up till 40.
Really, dude? What are you still messing with that stuff for?
Let me ask you this then, because this affects you. How old is too old to still be on your mother's calling plan, cell phone plan?
That she doesn't even know about, so it doesn't count.
You know about it, and it should count.
I've never paid a cell phone bill.
I know. And you're very proud of it.
I am proud. But it's like those people who are like, I've never had in and out.
Right, and you like to claim that you're actually saving her money because if you were to get off her plan, she would lose her family bundle.
My sister would agree. Both of us have been on her phone plan.
Your sister too?
Oh, yeah. We're in a bundle. We can't get out of the bundle.
Your mom is such a sucker. All right. Crowd surf at a show.
Oh.
How old?
That really depends, I think, on your state of being. Because if you're like at a Limp Bizkit concert and you're an older person who's reliving their teenage years and you never got to see them when you were 20 years old or whatever, crowd surf, who cares?
But you don't think there's a genuine cutoff where you'd be like, once you are...
Where they just drop you?
Yeah.
Nope.
This person feels 50. Drop them on their ass. All right, Green Day is getting a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. This Thursday, 11:30. right in front of Amoeba in Hollywood. We will be there. Hopefully you will as well.
Don't want to be in America.
A little California band about to be honored with a big star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame on Thursday. Congratulations in advance to Green Day. Ryan, quickly, we got to move on because we're about the world premiere Ally's Granny Panty Haul video now that we've gotten enough tequila in our system to deal with that. What's up?
Yeah, so what's the cutoff age for playing Magic the Gathering? Because I could have sworn I heard a certain someone go on a date and play Magic the Gathering beforehand.
Yeah, I think we can all agree Magic the Gathering cutoff is 12, 13 tops.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the cutoff for playing Magic the Gathering.
That's not true. That's not a thing.
Well, are you the oldest guy in your gathering?
Yeah, probably.
That's the magic right there.
Have you had this conversation with many other 12-year-olds at your gathering?
No.
Does anyone
talk to their parents?
I'm serious. Does anyone, when you go to Magic the Gathering, get picked up or dropped off?
No, they're all guys like in their 30s and 40s.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you got beaten by like a. I'm not trying to be funny, Jake. I thought you got beaten by like a 12-year-old, and you were all upset.
No, dude, I smoked 12-year-olds.
I ate 12-year-olds for breakfast.
Pull that clip, man. All right, it's time for the premiere that the world never asked for, but we're going to give it to you anyway. Ally had the balls, and you can see them in the video. To try on.
Never too old for those.
To try on what was once Omar's biggest fetish, panty haul videos, all the rage on YouTube. It's models or usually attractive people trying on underwear. They claim it's so that other women can buy good underwear for them, but we're pretty sure it's just a bunch of perverted guys watching it.
Yeah, which I did watch some other panty hauls before I made mine, and it doesn't seem like anyone is doing what I'm doing.
Well, there's a
usually
reason.
they kind of like sex it up, yeah, or they'll do like lacy underwear or thong underwear. So I haven't clicked on the link either. So
Allie, we're gonna watch this for the first time. This is Allie's video. It's on YouTube as well. It is our way of celebrating 100,000 subscribers to KROQ's YouTube channel, where you can watch our show live every morning. So I'm gonna click on this. Hold on one second, and we're gonna listen to this together. If you'd like to be a part of this world premiere, this is Allie doing her first and last ever panty haul. Well, I shouldn't say last ever. Who knows? Maybe it's super successful.
I don't think this is going to be successful. I really don't know why I've built up to this at all. It's going to be highly disappointing.
Also, all the panty haul videos get tens of thousands minimum, if not hundreds of thousands of views.
Millions of views.
Yeah,
mostly all just Omar
because of the quality of the panties.
So whenever you're ready, I'm going to hit play. We're all going to watch this for the first time. This is Allie's panty haul video.
It's on the YouTube Shorts on KROQ's YouTube page if you want to follow along.
All right, so here we go. Whenever you're ready, hit it and go.
I got 3 different brands of granny panties from Amazon. Let's try them on.
First, I started with the H. Pavov high-waist ladies knickers with soft stretch in a 5-pack.
Hold on, pause
and
it.
breathe
I had to pause it on mine already.
I'm telling you, you don't want this.
They are so big. I've never seen a bigger pair of underwear in my life.
Why are you lunging?
Because I wanted to show them that you can move around and they won't move.
And karate kicking for any reason? Why the karate kicks?
Just because I was feeling myself.
Okay.
That's what you have to do
just spit out my
creative
coffee.
things. You can't just stand there.
Are these underwear for comedy's sake, or are they for real? Like, would someone wear these for real?
No, these are real. They had
real,
they had
someone wear
comedic
these?
ones that were like, like gag gifts.
These aren't
I
the
didn't buy
comedic
those.
ones?
No.
They're pretty funny.
They're really
They're
real.
so funny.
Okay, let's keep going.
Was right. These retail for $11.99 on Amazon. No camel toe.
Okay.
Oh, God, they're pulled up so... Wow.
I'm being
Allie.
sexy in them, though,
They
but
are
you see me
snug.
doing a little pout?
I will give you
I was
credit.
doing a pouty face.
You have... I'm telling you,
Outgross
this
myself.
this is your new low. It really is. But
I was thinking that as I was shooting it
there's your
upstairs
tattoo.
while
Hold
my... No.
Oh, which you see her tramp stamp?
Okay.
Yeah. It's that weird thing on her belly button.
Okay, it's not
That's
a weird
blob.
thing on my belly. It was something until I got pregnant. Now it is kind of a blob. Let's keep going.
I also really enjoyed the color selection, and you can easily move around without them slipping.
I'm moving around.
Next up was the Petit Wiz's women's underwear 4-pack high-waist cotton gusset Nishamande 4-waist stretch. These are cutting off the circulation just a little bit. Don't know how it's going to hold.
Pause again. Hold on. I need more of
These
that
I
tequila.
just had.
Let me have that tequila bottle over here. I got to do another shot.
You want another shot?
Where's the bottle? Is it still here? Can I pour this in my eyes, you think? Allie, hold on.
This is what you were being so complimentary of me during the show. I'm like, clearly he hasn't seen it.
I haven't seen the video yet. Now I've seen it for the first time. I mean, I can't believe how much you're really going for it here.
When I lose a bet and I do something, I say I'm going to do it. I really do it.
Yeah, and this is the
I
week.
had to film this while my in-laws were downstairs watching TV.
This is the first swipe left I've seen all day.
Okay, thank you, Jake.
There is, first of all,
my kids saw this video.
People are loving it. I mean,
bro, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go check out that teaser that Allie put up of that Panty haul or whatnot.
I mean, people cannot say enough good things about it, Al. You're getting rave reviews.
Yo, just calling to say that Allie's freaking granny panty haul was looking a little bit hot. Like, yo, Allie, you looking a little milfy, girl. What the hell?
You look a little milfy, girl. All right, moving on. We only have about 25 seconds left of this.
Okay, so I put on a pair of... Are you at the blue polka dot ones yet?
Hold on. You're still wearing this weird black matching set here.
Oh, okay.
These I just had.
So the blue ones I just had, so I put those on. No.
And finally, for $7.19, Warner's Women's Blissful Benefits Breathable Moisture Wicking Microfiber Briefs. These came in toasted almond, butterscotch, and black. Don't breathe. Right, if you plan on staying in this position all day, these are a great buy. But there was one more option I heard about, and I couldn't post the video without trying. These were a 10 out of 10.
All right.
Get yours at the KROQ shop.
That's not a
Just
thing
kidding, that
anymore.
doesn't exist.
All right.
Bye.
Great video. Wow. What a surprising end to that whole thing. I didn't even see that coming.
It ends in me in a diaper.
Not enough tequila in the world for that one. Allie, well done.
Check it out on the YouTube Shorts.
Worth it for that last shot of you wearing the official KROQ Klein Ally Show rock pants. We're going to get out of here.
Goodbye.
What a
Mwah.
fitting song to wrap up that chat with. This is messy. Sure is. Takeaways next, K-Rock. K-Rock, we are Klein Ally's show. We're going to wrap it up and get out of here. Takeaways. Reminder that we just announced earlier this morning on Friday, if you're into it, we will be hanging out at the new Rove charging station. You got electric cars. Want to come for that car wash? First 100 people get a car wash. Get the K-Rock sticker and Wild Rivers tickets. Plus, we'll bring some other tickets with us. Things like Slightly Stupid happening here at the Helpful Honda Soundspace. And who knows what other things we'll have. Recharge Market by Gelson's. We'll be grilling up burgers and hot dogs. It's going to be a good hang. 11:30 to 1:30 this Friday. Plan accordingly so we can all get together, hang out in Santa Ana, where we have not done a show hang, I don't think, ever. So it'd be good to have you out there with us. All right, takeaways from today's show. What do we got?
All right, let's see. Lots of takeaways.
Allie will be
this morning.
washing your car in her underwear from the video, by the way. That's an add-on that you can do. Rove is unaware we're going to do that, but that's what we're saying for right now.
All right. 818, my takeaway is Jake is a platinum man.
Platinum man, Jake. He's on the Tinder with the platinum. By the way, that woman texted. I guess she heard the part of the show where we were talking about their date and did send him a text that said definite friend energy.
Yeah, said friend energy for sure.
Friend energy for sure.
And the nail in the coffin.
Not the text you want to receive after a date.
Let's see. 562, my takeaway is E is for idiot. 909, my takeaway is Paris Hilton was at the Diplo honky tonk.
That's right.
And 213, my takeaway is a running tummy is code for diarrhea.
Someone asked, commented, I really enjoyed watching Allie try on all those parachutes. Those are not parachutes. Those were ladies' underwear. And I thought she looked great and was very brave doing it. And that video is up. And if that doesn't result in another 100,000 followers on YouTube, nothing will.
Well, somebody on Instagram, just for the 10-second tease, said this is both hot and concerning.
Right. I agree. That sums it up beautifully. What's your takeaway from today's show, Jake the Nerd?
I rep the great PHG.
That's right. PHG, Pantyhose Greg, available for birthdays, bar mitzvahs, and quinceañeras. hours. Omar, takeaway?
Yeah, my takeaway is that the running tummies will get you isolated.
Got to be careful with that running tummy.
Yeah.
24 hours in solitary confinement on the cruise ship if you got the running tum. And Allie, your takeaway?
My takeaway is Klein is responsible for a new baby.
That's right, a new baby. You can see the picture of that new baby up on our Instagram at Klein Ally Show. Have a great day. We'll do it tomorrow. Try to do it better. Have a good day. Bye.
That they feel that that you know they feel that
World famous KROQ.
Klein Ally Show.
Klein Ally Show.
KROQ.